Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of the Lazarus Expedition. We have
10, baby.
Let's go.
We have a great campaign for you today. Our party is going to come together. We're going to set off on a quest, new quest for some people, old quest for some people. We're going to travel across the Badlands, and we're going to meet some new characters. Everyone's going to have a good time. There's not going to be any danger. No one's going to die. It's going to be happy all the way through.
Let's go. Yeah, that
Guaranteed.
sounds
One
good.
second. Someone
That's
just unliked this stream. Guys, can everybody please
Fuck
click the like
you.
button real quick? Fuck
Press
that
the
one guy.
fucking like button.
Yeah.
Fuck
Thank
that
you.
one guy.
I do like your perfect description of a Neil campaign. It's like everyone's happy, nobody dies, there's never any death saves. It's just always perfect.
It's
Yep.
just, it's an easygoing experience, you know, something that you don't get too involved in. You don't get your heart broken. You know, that's where I like to be. Real,
Of course,
comfy vibes.
zero investment in the characters, no
Right.
danger, plot armor, everything that
Right.
you want to look for.
100%. That's the ideal D&D campaign, and that's what we strive for here. So where last we left the party, they were dead. Right?
Excuse me, can you rephrase that? You killed us.
I'm sorry. Who killed themselves? Who decided to attack a strange man with a big axe in the middle of the desert and was like, you know
Didn't he
what?
attack us?
He's kind of a dick. Let's just get him.
He
You know
attacked
what?
us.
I hesitated for one conversation round, and you attacked us. Okay, that's what actually happened. You're the bloodthirsty DM.
The
over there.
big, scary boss
mad.
man of the region was like, lay down your arms, and you were all like, nah, fuck you.
He would have sold us into slavery. Fuck that guy. He deserved it.
Maybe he just wanted to talk. Who knows? Who knows? You're the antagonist.
To anyone.
We dominated him. I took his sword, his great axe, and now Cassian, because he has so much respect for Cassius and the 1v1, Cassian has swapped his weapons. However, he's keeping his great sword, but Cassian is going to continue to use Cassius's weapon of the two-handed great axe.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
You'll see
can we
him
just
as
get
he
it back?
walks through the street around with it.
He was by definition the antagonist, Neil. He attacked us. If
True.
I'd have said,
He did.
throw down your arms and surrender, and he didn't, does that mean that I'm justified in killing anyone?
You were trespassers on his land on the route between his cities with his minion
Doesn't
in
own the
tow.
land. Doesn't own the land.
Yeah,
That was
he
our
does.
minion at that point.
It
He
was
admits
his-
is free to do with as he pleases. He's not a slave.
First, be the first man to put a fence around a piece of land and say that it belongs
True.
to them.
True.
Yeah.
Cursed
Yeah.
be the fools that were foolish
Cringe.
enough to believe him.
Sounds like some communist ideology in here.
Based.
All right.
That's fine. I just took issue with the framing. And we can move on.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not the right track. So, party. Surviving party members. Who are you? Would you identify yourselves, those who did not die?
It's gonna be me, the
Mhm.
level 5 fighter,
Mhm.
Cassian Rin, samurai.
Mm-hmm. And?
And Sturmir, the elder Tempest cleric. Level 5 cleric, storm cleric or whatever it's called.
Those were good words. Well done.
Yeah.
Emphasis on elder, old man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, if you're just going to die in every fight you get into, you're never going to get old, are you?
That's true.
Yeah. My horse. Oh, God, my head.
All right. Well, our party is taking some downtime here. We've got a couple of weeks while we rest, we recuperate, we take a long rest, we sort out the finances, and we kind of did that in our last session. You're going to hand over most of the estate and valuables to Julia, and you're taking
Her to
some
hold
of
on.
it for yourself.
Yeah. Let's do, because we never actually posted last week's video, as far as I'm aware.
Right.
So we should
So
go over those
the
things.
loot that you guys get to keep for yourself, the first one is the only magic item you've come across so far, and it's kind of a weak magic item, aside from healing potions. It is a blessed hide shield. It is a wooden frame with the
Yes.
skin of the former arena owner stretched over it, but it has been blessed by Belthara, the goddess of vengeance, so that it has the durability of a normal metal shield, even though it's just like a thin layer of human skin. And it's 1/3 the weight of a normal heavy metal shield, but saves and treats everything just like it would be a normal one. So that's the Blessed Hide Shield with human
Yeah.
skin pulled over it.
And I will be equipping this in place of my normal shield.
Yes. There is also any enemies who have who see this shield have disadvantage on their saving throws versus magical fear. Not morale checks, not intimidation checks, but any sort of magical fear saves. Anyone who sees this shield has disadvantage on that save. You also get the Silver Great Axe with Jade Inlay. That's worth 750 gold. You get 10 healing potions that do 4d4 plus 4. You get 2 potions of resistance to poison, which just gives you resistance to poison damage. You get 20 pounds worth of platinum coins. That's 1,000 platinum. 400 pounds of gold. 6,000 pounds of silver. These are, quantities that would be difficult to carry, but if you need some portable cash for whatever reason. You also have gemstones that you pull out of Cassius's loot pile. There are 40 stones split into 3 felted boxes. They're each worth 100 GP. 3/4 of them are jade. 1/4 of them are pearls. So they're each 100 GP each, 10 pearls, 30 jade. And they're in 3 cases. Each case weighs 2 pounds. These gemstones are high value, lightweight, easy to transport, but they're often hard to trade. If you showed up in a podunk village and you're like, here's a 100 GP gemstone, they're not going to be able to make change for you, and they're not going to value that jade stone at 100 GP because they're not going to be able to sell it to anyone else, right? It's difficult to move in rural zones. In a city, you could probably sell it for most of its value or trade it for most of its value, maybe even all of its value. But in the rural areas, not so much. And the last bit of treasure that you grab are these art objects. And similar to gemstones, they're a little harder to trade, but they're not as hard to trade as gemstones, and their value is a little bit lower. So you might be able to trade a 25 GP necklace in a village, whereas you couldn't trade 100 GP jade stone. But the art objects you get are 1 pearl necklace that uses small pearls worth 500 GP. You get a set of the 8 big gods carved as ivory statues, each one of which is worth 250 GP, and they come in a box that weighs 10 pounds, so it's kind of heavy, but it's a nice case of the 8 big gods. And then you get a collection of earrings and bangles and bracers and bracelets and amulets. There's 20 of them, and each of those are worth 25 GP, and they all fit in a 2-pound bag. I have it all noted here. I think someone hopefully wrote it down when we did a half session before. And so there you go. That is the loot that you get. Everything else is being put into Julia's hands.
Did you write that down, Moot?
All of the loot is on the cart or our sheets
Okay,
from
cool.
the session that may have happened before.
So
Yeah.
let's not lose the cart.
It's not the cart, it's technically
That's like the
ship.
party inventory, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
technically, the party, well, I'm not in the party yet, but we're technically mega rich.
Yes, we are
Yes.
technically mega rich, and we're about to get richer by 2
Fuck.
slaves. Before we go to introducing the new characters, just to make the point, Sturmir spends some money, some time, getting his hair trimmed, his beard trimmed, getting his brooches polished, getting a new cape, new robes to go over his armor.
Yeah.
he looks rich.
Probably a good time to get new clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there
Because we're heading
a-
north as well. It's not going to be as hot, right?
Well, going through the Badlands is going to be hot, but once you get through
Yeah.
the Badlands to the Everglades, it will be humid and a little warm, but not stifling hot, and you can wear normal armor.
Is
you
there,
know.
Yeah.
is there a local fabric that people are some places it's silk with gold inlay, or is there is basically I'm asking, is Sturmir decked out in the best of the local stuff?
Great question.
Nick?
Yeah. As much. I mean, he's not going to spend the entire fortune that we've made, but he's going to dress like a noble person would dress.
Yeah,
Cherry
we've got
and purple with felt and
No,
stuff.
not necessarily, but doesn't have to be purple. Probably I mean, in an ideal world, it'd obviously be a black cloak with lightning coming from the bottom of it, some sort of Metallica t-shirt. That'd be cool as fuck. But it's probably just a black. It's probably just a black cloak, like nice material, maybe with some like like around the trim, like some sort of design around the trim. And then like he already had like a bunch of brooches in his beard that he's gonna have like polished up. Like most of them probably look like black, but actually like polished up, they'll be like shining pewter. And yeah.
On my downtime, I'm gonna talk to one of the advisors of Cassius. I want to basically get. Is there a thieves guild in this city? Is there something like that? Is there like some underground network?
So there's not so much of thieves guild, right? You've got like the bandit queen who just like goes and steals shit from people and kills them, right? And you had Cassius who was into like slave trading, and like you don't need a thieves guild.
Yeah, and if they're lords to begin with,
right? And if there were some sort of thing like that, it wouldn't be a thing that one would easily come across.
Got it. Can I get access to some poisons? I would like to buy very expensive / very good poisons. He's mainly thinking about a way to kill if there's like a giant or some monstrous like thing that they can just feed the shit to.
like an
Seems like a very dishonorable way to kill someone. Is that in the Bushido?
Like an ingestion poison, yeah.
So
he wants to grab it just to have it.
Poisons come in a few different types, right? There's the things that like just touch your skin and they're poisonous. There's things that you need to eat. There's things that you need to inhale, and there's things that need to like be cut into you or like injected into you or on a blade. And all of these, there's a limited number of poisons in the world, a more limited version in this area. What sort of poison are you looking? And I can tell you what we can find for you.
He wants
in these
an
2
ingested
weeks.
one for like a monstrous thing that he doesn't think that they could take out.
Okay, one that something would have to
matter,
eat.
Yeah, one that something would have to eat.
This is gonna be expensive. Shouldn't we just buy it as we need it?
We're mega rich, and this is a major city that would probably have it. Versus,
I think like
Elsewhere?
poison laced meat could be really good for something like a Hydra. Like if you just have like, you know what I mean?
Well, I think that's what he's thinking of, right? You've got
That's my idea,
PTSD.
Is that like something, Neil, that's like stable? Like, can we just have that around and it's not gonna like
Deteriorate.
Well,
Yeah.
there-
the poison in the. Oh, go ahead.
There's definitely going to be a couple of things when it comes to poison. Like, there is some aspect of stability, but if it's in a good container and the campaign doesn't go on for too long, it's probably going to be fine. But poison is, it'll change the flavor of things. If you put poison on food and someone eats it, like, they might taste. Poison is generally not tasty. There's a reason we have developed taste, and the concept of disgust is to get rid of things that aren't good for us, and poisons are, you can usually taste a poison. Fancy ones are untastable.
Whenever I see a German,
what?
I have to be physically sick. Sorry, I don't know.
Where were you going with
Sorry.
that one?
I went exactly where I wanted to go. Thank you.
Are you?
I thought you were gonna say, whenever I see a German beer, I can taste poison. That's what I thought you were
Yeah,
gonna say.
something like
No.
that.
Wow.
No, because you were talking about natural disgust. I don't know. To avoid it doesn't matter.
And
Doesn't
that's your
matter, just move
go-to
on.
natural disgust?
At this point, this is more your fault than mine for still talking about it. You should just pass.
All right. So, and you're looking for, so some poisons will also incapacitate people or give them the poisoned condition, and some poisons will deal damage. There's a lot of like different subsets of poisons. Are you looking to do straight up damage, or to incapacitate, or to give the poisoned condition, which means they have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks? So debilitate.
Can you give either the damage or incapacitate?
Okay, I'm just looking at what these do. I have a list right here before me. Okay. Pokemon challenges. Roll me
What's
a
up?
d20. High means the better types of poison are available. Low means the cheesier.
Archie
I
types.
forgot to open roll 20. You gotta pick someone else.
Oh my god.
Don't pick
This
Nick.
is what I'm talking about, you see?
PotatoMcWhiskey.
All right, high or low? What are we looking for?
You want high?
You want high
All right.
on a d20.
Going for 17
Ooh.
and 11.
Okay, that's fine.
No, I think you just... That's because you rolled an 11. in the chat there's an 11 before that. Maybe you just thought you needed to get an 11. It's
No,
only zero.
not today.
Actually, my finger slipped when I rolled. Can I re-roll that?
That actually worked
Um,
yesterday. I mean,
Okay. There is what is called a pale tincture. A creature subject to this poison must succeed on a DC 16 con save or take a very mild amount of damage, D6 damage, and they take the poisoned condition. The poisoned creature must repeat the saving throw every 24 hours, taking additional damage every time they fail. Until the poison ends, the damage the poison deals can't be healed by any means. After 7 successful saving throws, the effect ends and the creature can be healed normally. So, in effect, if they fail their save against this poison, they will take a little bit of damage until they pass their save, and during that period, they will be weakened to the point where they have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Yeah, I'll take that. How
So
much?
that is what
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
available.
that's good.
You can get 1 dose for 250 gold.
Would this be something that was lying around because we own the arena, right? And we might
No
want to
poisons in
poison
the
someone
arena.
to juice the
so
fight.
for 250 gold, it better not be lying around.
I'll take
Yeah.
it for 250.
Yeah, so this would be 1 dose, 250 gold.
Thank you.
It comes in a clay vial with a cork stopper. They tell you
One
to
Talking
keep
about
it
the
out of
size of this
sunlight.
dose?
Yeah,
Is it a dose
what-
for a human?
I was
Yeah.
about to
Gonna
ask,
work on a
yeah.
Hydra,
Can I,
right?
Would this work on like a huge creature, do I feel like, or...
Haven't done a lot of reading through the poison section. I think 5e is simplifying poisons, and this will work on most things. I might give a large creature advantage on their save,
That's fair.
or a huge creature advantage on the save. So small, medium, large, all normal.
Get hit.
Huge
I
creature.
think it's not completely
disadvantage.
implausible that there's poisons that like work the same no matter what like size you are.
Okay.
Probably, but that also makes life complicated for us.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
You could also say like the larger the creature size, the smaller the poison die is, or something.
Yeah. But for our purposes, small, medium, large creatures all make normal saves. Huge creatures make saves at disadvantage.
Advantage.
Yes,
At
at
advantage,
advantage.
yeah.
Thank you. Tiny creatures
Okay.
make them at disadvantage.
Cassian,
Yes.
you've given all that gold over to Lady Farseer. Isn't it about time we got our reward? I believe she promised us assistance on our quest. I think she might have even implied magic items.
We gave her the estates, but yeah, we get to keep the gold and the platinum. Let's go see what she has for us.
Yeah.
Gotta be something
Hopefully
good. She said she had to
+5
take
axe.
some time to get it for us, so I'm imagining she's like getting it from some secret vault somewhere out in the desert or something like that.
Maybe she
Probably
got
some sort of
my
legendary axe, or a flail or something.
what I do to have my old +5 greatsword back. Can't believe I lost it on the boat.
I remember you coming onto the boat. I don't remember seeing no fancy sword like that. I mean, sure, you all had nice weapons, but something like that stand out.
I think I touted in front of no offense, but the ship folk.
Ah, I
You
see.
guys aren't
Well,
exactly. You weren't exactly known for your honor.
I appreciate the use of past tense. Check out the threats. I'm not the
Check
man
them
I
out.
was.
Can you roll me a? I don't know, like a not a performance check, but I want I want to see if you
A
impress
drip
me.
check.
Yeah, give me like a drip check.
What's that gonna be?
D20 plus
Charisma?
your charisma.
Oh, just a charisma check. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just a charisma check.
That's
Ooh.
just you got bad
Question
taste. You've just got bad taste, mate. That's the problem.
That's sure.
This-
Cassie doesn't,
they
two does,
assured
for
me
sure.
that this was the fucking fashion. Okay.
this was not what was in style back home.
This is the problem,
He's
Cassian.
wearing like
Yeah.
the equivalent of like a Gucci t-shirt.
This is the thing. You're used to fashion back in the Stormtide Kingdom, but fashion it's fluid, Cassian. Things are different here. Like the girls, like they look at you and they think the guy looks weird. I mean, I know your clothes are nice and all that, but they look at me and they think, damn, guy's got cash. He's shopping at like the elf store down there.
As we're walking around, I'm gonna do a perception check. Can I see if there's any girls checking him out?
If there are any girls checking out Cassian,
No,
Stermere.
Stermere? Okay.
I mean, people are looking at us everywhere we go, right?
That's
I
true.
suppose they did when you first came in. This has been a couple of weeks, and so you are still subject to extra attention. But you're blending in, and not everyone knows exactly who you are. Hear me here. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, baby, let's go.
You got the
see,
the
this is what I'm
fancy
talking about.
threads. You might have been upsold some things, but that
working.
might actually be working for you, because I don't think you're taking the 6,000 pounds of silver, right? That 300,000 silver coins, which is equivalent
Yeah.
to 30,000
No,
gold.
yeah,
Like,
we're leaving that.
so you spend that some
I
of
spent
that
a
on
bunch
your
of that. Yeah.
clothing, and I assume that's what you spent on the poisons.
Okay, cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
So,
I'll
yeah.
take the 250 gold back then.
You've got like, you're catching the eyes of the
I know.
local youth and middle-aged people.
Nice.
Some of the
I'll
grands.
point. You're right. I think the digs are working.
You know,
Maybe when I,
girls love a man of gods.
Maybe too much.
Maybe.
That's how they get you.
Let's go see what Lady Farseer has to give us, actually.
Yeah, like, well, I hope we don't have to argue about who gets to use it. I suppose I've got this shield, but it's, you know, if there's like a magic weapon in there, Cassian, we're gonna have to talk about it.
Well, you just got the magic shield, right? I get the next magic item.
I know, but you cast any magical fear?
Do you?
No. So, this isn't, for all intents and purposes, this isn't a magical shield. It is light, though.
If it's a two-handed weapon, you give it to me. Otherwise, you can
Yeah.
have it.
Okay.
All right. So a lot of you are bickering as you get to Julia Farseer again, and now you're sort of meeting her outside. You have a working relationship with her. Your carts are here with all of your stuff. People are gathering, and you will see that there are 5 people. Yes, there are 5 new faces here. One of them is very clearly a Cleric of Martha. One of them looks like some sort of servant of some kind. One of them looks, well, and then the 3 remaining ones look like warriors, or maybe 2 warriors and a spellcaster of sorts. One of them's a hobgoblin. One of them's is that a half-orc, I believe? And one of them's a
Half-orc, yes.
half-elf.
I elbow Cassian in the side. This is it. This is what I'm saying. These will be the party that have gone to the long-lost tomb to get the magical items for us.
Really trusted a hobgoblin to go and get a magic item?
Just
Seems
a
bit
warning, before we
far-fetched.
do this scene, my food is going to arrive at my door in like 2 minutes, and it's going to bring the entire thing to a screeching halt. So, do you guys want to do like any scene between you guys until this shit happens real quick? It's literally 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Me and
Yeah.
Nick can walk around the city a little bit.
Yeah.
Arriving.
We're at a bar.
On the
my
way
way.
there.
Yeah,
We
on the
stop
way
at it to
there.
get a drink.
She's taking a fancy to you, Steermere.
Yeah, I know. I see that. Thanks for letting us come in here. I'll be quick. I stop at the door. I look around. How much attention are we garnering as we walk in? Like, is this a situation where everyone's looking at us, or
No, you are not, like, your eyes are not turning. The music is not stopping. But there are a couple of folks who will notice you coming in. Just people looking at the door already or near the door. And then there are a couple of looks that linger as the 2 handsome, well-to-do, fancy-pantsy looking people step on in. But in, appropriate barroom behavior, and the looks linger too long. No one is immediately smitten with you.
I give a wink to.
I go up to the bar
I don't give a wink actually.
and I say to the bartender, a pint of your finest ale, please.
He will serve you a pint of his finest ale.
I will.
Go up and get a pint too.
I will
Serves you a pint as
down
well.
the pint in one go.
Wait.
Dripping. Oh, okay. Go on.
When you try to go to down the pint, I'm sorry. Cassian will kind of like stop you, and he'll hold the glass up, and he'll say, "To Roy and Vasher,"
To Roy and Vasher, I neck the pint.
and then we.
I
neck it.
slam it down on the bar, and I say, Sturmia, the Storm Seeker, will buy everyone in this bar a round of drinks.
There's some, heads poking up, and the bartender leans in and goes, "Are you sure, sir?"
Of course.
I'll drop a bag
I
of 50 gold on
personally
the table.
slayed Cassian, the slave trader. I'm flush with coin.
I give you an inquisitive. Oh my! I give you a look. Can you give them a deception check?
I look at Cassian and I shrug a little bit and give him a look that says, it's fine, right?
A pair of people get up from a nearby table suddenly, kind of upending the table. You can see they have short swords at their sides.
I quickly do a
I-
360 to turn around and look at them, and I see them walking towards them with
Cassian
their
holds the axe like this.
their weapons jingling. Are they looking at me?
Oh yeah, when drinks are on me. I killed Cassius. These people toss their table to the side. They kick their chairs back. Their short swords are at their sides, but their hands aren't on the weapons. And they take one step towards you. Still maybe 15 feet between you all.
What do we have here? A couple of fools that prefer to die rather than take a free drink. Sit back down if you know what's best for you.
Cassius was my boss. He was my paycheck. We set things up real nice like, and you're the one who's done this? Why don't we step
My fault
outside?
the old man can't fight. You hear that? Step outside.
Yeah, if you're such a badass, take me on, one-on-one.
I eye the guy up and down. How tough does he look?
Level 15 fighter.
Well, give me an investigation check.
Yes, sir. 5. Wait, no. What about insight though, Neil? I'm high wisdom. I go off insight rather than.
No, this
Intelligence.
is definitely an investigation check.
No.
This is
Hear me out.
intelligence versus wisdom?
If you want to try and gauge someone, you can do it 2 different ways. You could do it the one way by does he have scars? Like, how muscular is he? What kind of armor is he wearing? Or you can go off of the vibe. And I'm going off the vibe of does he look intimidating? Does he look scary? Am I intimidated?
All
by
right,
him?
we'll
Like,
take
that's
your
my
4
wisdom.
and we'll add your modifier, and it'll still be a 6 or 7.
Be an 11.
4 plus you have
You have 6?
7 in your.
I do.
Oh my gosh, he does.
Wow. Okay, it'll be an 11 then.
Made a rod your back there, didn't you? Thought you were being sassy.
You got him again. Nick.
I got him again.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, the guy gets
We're
up.
doing a
He
bar
looks a little
Okay,
tough. He's got the short sword at his side. His companions with them. Neither of them are wearing armor because it's a hot place. They've had a drink, maybe 2. They don't seem to be inebriated.
Cassian will kind of step in here and say, now, my lord. And he'll kind of put a hand on Steermere, backing him up a little bit. I don't think we need to do any bar fights. And your show of wealth was quite something.
Try and
Think
kick
we'll be
up
on our
Cassian.
way.
He said outside. That's outside the bar.
If he wishes to follow us, he may. But I don't think he wants to get in a fight inside of the city. I'll put a 50 gold down on the table nicely. Please pay for their drinks, bartender.
Bartender, takes the money and steps back, waiting for tensions to cool.
I let Cassian go out first, and as I'm walking out, I turn around and give the guy a wink. And walk out
The two of them will follow.
We go
Okay.
outside.
I take a few steps back away
Yeah.
from the door, so there's 15, 20 feet between us
Yeah.
and they get out.
They get outside the door, and one of them pokes a thumb to the nearest gate out of the city and starts heading in that direction, expecting you to follow. Don't
I
have to.
look at Cassian and shrug. Might as well, right?
We don't need to slay some people who are upset that they're not getting a paycheck anymore. We have a meeting with Lady Farseer. Come on.
I shouts the guy. Wait for us. We'll be out that way in a few days. And walk off.
Right. You make your way to Lady Farseer's house. There are 5 people here. There is a Cleric of Martha, a local, I believe, human Cleric of Martha. Her character sheet is still loading. No, she's a half-elf cleric of Martha. There is a half-elf mercenary. There is a human servant of some kind. There is a hobgoblin spellcaster, and there is a half-orc warrior or mercenary of some kind.
We make the joke about the hobgoblin not being fit to go get magic items to
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We do the racism.
You do the racism.
We do.
All
Second
right.
time this episode.
Yeah.
Julia Farseer will,
Yes.
once everyone's arrived and all the arrangements have been made, say, you have asked for help on your quest. You specifically asked if I had anyone else who could aid you. And I have brought here 5 people to aid you on your journey.
Where are they?
She points to the assembled people, and points first to the servant. She says, "This is Ostigan. He will be your guide and your boatman should you choose to go by boat." Next, she points to one of the mercenaries, the half-elf mercenary, and says, "This is Ethan. He is one of my associates and has need to speak with people in Blup. He will travel with you that far, helping you as needed, then we'll leave the journey. These," she says, pointing to the other 2 warriors, "are my finest bodyguards and my very best men. They will help you on your quest." Then she allows them to introduce themselves.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Cypher Quickclaw, and I assume you are the heroes who've slain Cassius. Is that right?
Our reputation precedes us, Cassian. Yes, that's correct.
That's quite the impressive feat. There's not a lot of warriors out there who could have done so.
You're right. Yeah, he put up a good fight. Isn't that right, Cassian?
Steermere and I were able to. Well, I was able to handle him. He was trying to help you, but he can't lie.
Truth be told, it was a tough fight, but we came out the other side. Same can't be said for the rest of our friends, which I suppose does leave us short a couple of companions.
I'm sorry to hear that you've suffered such great losses.
Great's a strong word.
Great is an apt word.
Great victories require great sacrifice, Slayer of Cassius.
True. You see? Roy'd be pleased.
I've never seen a hobgoblin protect anyone before. How did you get here?
It's a long story. I'll tell it to you on the journey.
Well, hold your horses there, Sonny. We ain't chosen yet. There's 5 of you guys here. I'm assuming that we're only allowed to take 2. Or are we allowed the whole bunch?
All these
You
people
already
will
told
be...
us, Steermere.
I think I realized as I was saying this that I was getting confused.
Everybody's
Okay.
coming.
I
Old
retract
man.
my statements. I've been confused. Yes, it's been a long day. I almost had to kill
The elders
them
of my
on the way
tribe
over
went
here.
like this too as they aged. Their minds could not remember the truth.
Tis a
See, he had
curse.
He had a
Indeed.
German beer earlier, and it's just all fucked up now.
Cypher will laugh greatly at this. She'll have
Yeah,
a good
Cassian will
chuckle.
give a chuckle.
Adrolver's was being like really earnest and honest. Like he was like
Yeah, yeah.
genuinely concerned for your memory.
So, Lady Farseer, though, we made it quite clear our views on slavery. These 2 warriors here, are they your slaves? If they're to come with us, they'll have to be freed.
I bought them from the fighting pits.
There's no need, if I may, Julia,
He acquiesces.
there's no need for you to free us. We serve Julia out of more than just indenture. We work for her. And-
Slavery is but a contract.
That is right.
A contract for which you don't get paid, I'm led to believe.
There are
Some
things
things in
more
life-
important than pay, Julia interrupts. These men and women's lives and destinies are deeply intertwined with my own. Their fates are twinned with mine. Free or unfree matters not when we are bound together by something stronger than the laws of man.
Beautiful.
The binding
not?
that we have, you wouldn't be capable of freeing us from.
Why not just say that
Cassian.
they're free then, and we can move on?
Could you stand there and say that you're a tree? No. No matter what you say, you cannot change our bonds.
If you choose to be here, Hobgoblin, regardless of whether you were indentured or not, then does that not make you free?
It's not so much a choice, is it? As
Well, my point being, though, if Lady Farseer were to free you and your bond is so strong that you'd stay here anyway, then why not, why not call you free?
There
there's
are
no bond.
advantages to the arrangement that we have made.
That is correct.
Are you okay with this, Cassian?
We need people. We need
It's
to
not what
complete our
Basher would have
mission.
said. But,
And Basher did not slay Cassius, yet you have so much respect for him.
I don't have that much respect for him. But I'm just saying, he was he was in charge before that.
The
you don't
leader
have
died.
respect for your mate who died fighting alongside you.
I have some respect for him. He didn't, does it count as fighting if you get your head cut off before you draw your sword?
Cassius was a strong fighter. I've seen this happen to much greater fighters.
The most important thing, Steermere, is that our mission gets done. If we have to work with the slaver, I know Vasher couldn't abide by it, but I sure can after losing them.
It's no skin off my teeth. Welcome to the group. Cassian's
Thank
happy,
you,
I'm
Elder
happy.
Man.
Yep.
Last but not least, we have Mott, the healer. She says, motioning to the cleric here. Mott has come to me specifically looking for you. We'll allow her to speak for herself. And Mott will step up and give you a polite bow. She says that she is from Abelar, that she is a cleric of Martha who has felt the call of her goddess, and that she is destined for the Grand Pyramid in the north. And she had heard that that Roy and the Waystars were headed in that direction, and she has sought them out. And she looks to the group and says, "Which one of you is Roy?"
Afraid Roy didn't make it.
Roy did not make it, but the Waystars move on.
Are you continuing to the pyramid?
We are.
May I accompany you?
If you're willing to share Martha's blessing with us to aid us in our journey, then yes.
I am.
Can you cast spells with Martha out of the sky?
I can.
Then it'll be
Then
fine.
we would be
Honored, even.
on it, even. Yes.
I'm going to bring us to our world map, and here are our characters. We have Steermere,
the Storm Seeker.
the Storm Seeker. We have Cassian,
The Dwarf Slayer.
Dwarf Slayer. We have Cypher,
The silent one.
strong silent
Quick
type.
claw.
The quick claw.
And we have Mr. Iron Grip, Droll Razors.
Droll Razors, the third, first of his name, Iron Grip.
Wait, what? That doesn't
Iron
even
Grip.
You can't be the third first of his name.
And
Hobgoblins have
You don't
very
understand Hobgoblins.
strange
Very
naming
sensitive,
scheme.
Neil.
Yeah.
His grandfather was the third, and his father was the first, so he's first of his name, third of his line. It's
It's a
complicated.
very human-centric view of mathematics you have there, Neil.
you don't
Yeah, it
get
is.
I'm so sorry.
So is our plan guide? Is it quicker to take the river through the Badlands rather than go on foot?
The
Did
river,
you do this scene with the gods as well?
We've not done that yet.
Okay.
the river is fast, but dangerous. There are many creatures in the waters. There are jellyfish with paralyzing poisons. You may wear armor in the river, for you can douse yourself with water before you overheat. Yet, if you fall in, the river is deep. It's more narrow, but much, much deeper, and its depths are unknown to all. I would not want to fall in. We can go by land, but we will need carts and wagons for supplies, and the journey will be longer and still dangerous. Once we get to Blup, it is a great swamp. A boat will prove useful for navigating it, or if we go by land, we can skirt the outskirts along the hills, crossing rivers, through the Great Plains.
Well,
Oh.
I lean into Cassian because I feel like we're the ones making the decision here. Don't know about you, Cassian, but I'm favoring the boat. I've got magic to walk on water, so in a pinch, I could sail us.
Cassian will speak up. The boat it is then. Please, he'll point to the servant behind him, which is Mitz.
Mhm.
Please, Mitz, could you get the cargo loaded, which is all of our money, our wealth, slash Plax's body.
Yeah.
We're bringing Plax back to Blup.
Okay.
Based.
It will take some time for all supplies to be gathered and everyone to be ready to go.
Before this happens, Cypher will speak up. Sorry, I was muted. Drellraiser, were you here before? Have we talked about this plan yet of getting on the boat?
Uh,
I mean, I think
we have not talked about the boat.
It seems like the group has made a decision here without consulting us. Is there some confusion?
seems
I
like
think so,
somebody's
Cassian.
confused. Yeah.
I thought-
You're helping us, right?
You're helping us. We're the
Yeah,
leaders of the
but-
party.
in order to help you, I think it would be good to talk to us if we make big decisions about plans like this. Do you agree?
If you wish to be consulted further, then I could do that. Yes, if it would put your mind at ease.
It's
If
not
I'm
about
to
putting
put
my mind
life
at
in
ease.
your
It's about
hands.
Then have your
then-
says. Then have your say.
How would you
Thank
like to
you.
go?
I think the boat is a good idea. I'd just like to make a point about being consulted about such decisions. Me and my partner.
I agree. The boat is a good idea, but also it is a bad idea. Quick and dangerous.
Well spoken.
Then would you agree that the boat it is? We're in
I-
agreement then.
I am not sure. I'll rely on your judgment.
Okay.
I feel like the boat makes the most sense here.
Then it's settled.
I give like an inquisitive look to Lady Farseer. She give me a look back.
She just has this like calm disposition where she's watching the two groups get to know each other and begin to fuse a little bit, and she's observing how it's going and seems satisfied.
She's seen it all before, you see, so she's not that excited.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in this party, we run on a system of voting. How do you feel about that?
I think for arrangements such as these, this can work. Often better than having one leader who leads the group into a mess. To have a system like that, you would have to establish quite a lot of trust. Don't you agree?
Indeed.
I agree.
Would you
So,
would you trust me to make every decision for the group from now on?
No.
No.
And equally, I don't trust you to do so. So I think voting makes a lot of sense.
I will say that in the event that it's 2 against 2, Cassian and myself on one
Mitch
side
will
and you
vote.
two on the other, then we have the deciding vote. As it is our mission we are pursuing.
And this is when Drellraisers will pipe up and he'll say, voting power is usually determined by physical strength. A contest of battle is required to create a deciding vote.
12 Razor, I don't think that system works this well with this group. I don't think it's productive in this sense.
Very well.
I
You have
agree
all
with Rolf
surrendered.
Razor.
You have all
Let's-
surrendered to me, and I have the deciding
No,
vote.
that is. Let's do an arm wrestling contest, Rolf Razor. Winner
Rolf
gets
Razor
the
cast
deciding
person
vote.
on Cassian.
Well, before we before we get into such
What do
such
you
a
want?
lark.
Wisdom
Oh,
save.
okay, go on then. Oh,
Hold on.
Yeah, let me read it.
There you go. Hold person. You need a wisdom save.
Okay. 19.
good use
Pass.
of the smells.
If you break out of it, he'll recognize your strength and surrender. He'll go to one knee and say, "You win."
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
there is
Cassian will see you cast a spell. He'll grab for his axe, but then you're on one knee, and he'll. Lady Farseer, what is going on here?
I am giving you my best men.
says a lot about this town. There is one rule, lads, and this goes for all you people around here, that we don't get to vote on. This one's a tradition, and that is before we head on a boat or any sort of long journey, that we all have to go for a drink together at the bar tonight. So we're staying at the Sleepy Swan. I expect to see you all there.
Iron Grip will nervously look at Cypher and say, "Am I allowed to drink again?"
Rolf Razor will say the hobgoblin words for 3 drinks.
3 drinks. I'll have a picture, please.
We go.
Okay. Yeah, so we go to the bar and we get to know our new crew members.
Yeah. Well, crew members, this is a great opportunity for you to explain how you came to be in the service of Lady Farseer. We've already
Yeah.
mentioned that you were bought from the fighting pits, but is there more that you would like to reveal?
Cypher used to roam the steppes of Arcadia with a tribe of warring orcs, half-orcs, maybe some other miscellaneous mixes of creatures in there, not really sworn to any land and more just like a group that happened to, build up over time and survive with each other and start fights when they had to for survival. And she kind of rose through the ranks of this group. Eventually, though, they ran into a force that was too great for them to overcome, and she got captured, where in their arena she then got paired up with Rolf Razor to make one of the most prolific fighting duos that arena had ever seen.
Yep.
Mhm.
From Rolf Razor's ends, he tells you a small tale about how he lived with his tribe along the Great Plains in some direction. He doesn't really know the geography well enough to explain it, but essentially, his tribe, they were a tribe of kind of like semi-cannibals. They would like to eat humans. Liver was their favorite. Rolf Razor will talk like nostalgically about how delicious, like in particular, like young warrior livers taste. The vitamin A in it is just amazing. And he will tell the story of how he became a wizard, which was that his tribe managed to capture some slaves. And one of them happened to be a wizard, and Rolf Razor just happened to be intelligent enough to learn the language and befriend this wizard. And eventually, they kind of became friends. Rolf Razors would essentially treat him a little bit better than the other slaves, and in exchange, the wizard was kind of teaching him a little bit of magic here or there, and that's how he kind of learned to read. It's how he learned to research spells, all that sort of stuff. And eventually, Rolf Razors himself was captured and enslaved and teamed up with Cypher.
So, you both from sort of tribal backgrounds?
Yes.
No, I don't really. Look, I'm sorry if this is offensive. Obviously, I'm a bit older. I'm not up to date on all of the. With the kids, these days, things were easy back in the day. Anyway, you're a half-orc, right?
Yes.
So, was it a tribe of half-orcs, or?
We had many of people in there. Most of them not even sure who their parents was. I'm sure some of them were similar to me. Some of them were more similar to other parts of me. It wasn't really about what we looked like or where we came from. It was more about what we fought for and that we did together.
This is what I'm saying to the kids these days. Back in my day, Well, never mind.
That must
about
have been
you,
aeons ago, elder man.
What about you, Drolv Races? You from a tribe of hobgoblins?
A tribe of noble warriors, who settled all debates on the field of philosophy, as it should have been, with swords and axes.
It's not very noble to cast a spell on someone.
When a combat challenge is initiated, battle begins immediately.
So
There is no preparation. Ogres
Drolv Races.
hobgoblins must always be prepared to settle a debate.
It's
Your mother?
Drolv Races will slam his fist on the table and say, "What did you say about my mother?"
I'm saying, was she a human or was she a hobgoblin?
you seem very
She was of
concerned
the-
with.
She was of the
who-
finest hobgoblin stock, as thick as an oak.
You seem very concerned with who our parents were and where they were from and what they looked like. Has this helped you in battles in the past, old man?
It's just a bit of curiosity. Just, listen, I told you, I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to offend you here. I'm just curious, I'm just asking questions.
You are from a
You can't even ask
land.
questions these days.
Julia did tell us all about the land that you're from.
Well, that's the thing. You need to do your own research. You can't just be listening to whatever Julia tells you.
Have I ever heard stories of like hobgoblins like being actively evil in like the Stormtide Kingdom? Or
Absolutely, 100%. You're hearing stories about hobgoblins like being chill people that you can just have a conversation with are almost non-existent, like maybe fairy tale status.
well,
This must be a surreal experience for you to be like sharing a drink with a hobgoblin.
please forgive our reluctance to be so excited to dine with a hobgoblin. Where we're from, your people are monsters. I've seen by my own eyes a hobgoblin eating.
I've heard the
child.
word monster before in your language. Fearsome warriors. My people would be respected by this term.
Listen, anyway, like I said, I'm just curious. It's not I don't have anything against it, I'm not saying that. I'm just curious,
You're just asking
fine.
questions, elder
I'm
man.
just asking questions. That's right. Well, you don't get to be as wise as me just by growing old, you gotta have a curious mind.
From the
Curiosity is the feat of some great fighters, but so is humility.
Yeah, Drolv Razors will say, "My grandmother said curiosity used to kill the..." And he'll say like a big complicated word.
From the quiet, ignored side of the table, Ethan will speak up. I have questions. I have questions about what happened in Blup. Do any of you know? Have any of
Wait,
you
what do you
heard
mean?
word? Well, as Julia said, I'm here to go to Blup. We haven't heard from our contacts there in some time. Last we heard, in the swamp, strange things, pretty ordinary news. Someone had found something unusual fishing, spearfishing out in the swamp. We're gonna get back to us when they had figured out what it was.
What kind
Last
of
message
unusual are we
we've gotten.
talking about here?
Bit of a weird creature pulled from the base of the swamp. Just a fraction of it, just chopped off the end of something. It's trying to figure out what that thing was. That was maybe a month ago. No word from Blup since. Do any of you know? Have any of you heard anything?
We're just planning to pass through.
He nods
Sorry,
a couple
Neil,
times.
have me and Drolv Razor heard anything?
Nope.
Cypher will simply shake her head.
I'm sure it's nothing. People exaggerate things like this. It's probably just a bullywug tail or, a hydra tooth or something.
Tales of this nature carry power, elder man.
No, I said tooth.
You said bullywug tail.
That's right, I did say tail, but it doesn't matter.
Cypher's looking at Cassian
sorry,
the
excuse
entire
me.
time.
Tale, I meant like story. Apologies.
I know, that was the fucking joke. Come on.
Drill-
It goes straight over his head.
Clearly.
The entire time this conversation is going on, Cypher's kind of staring at Cassian. And she'll look at him and she'll go, "Young man, your older companion seems a bit confused sometimes. Can you explain to me a little bit more of the strategic structure of your group, and when you go into battle, which one of you makes the decisions and which one of you plans ahead and forms tactics?" I'm a little bit taken aback by the mind of your friend. Maybe it's a cultural difference.
Yes, please. Tell us your battle strategies. What tactics did you employ to defeat Cassius?
You
well,
guys,
Steermere, she asked me the question.
that's true.
He'll cough a little bit, think. Well, Vasher used to try to make the decisions, but he's dead now. So I think that it's going to be Steermere and I against Cassius. Well, there was no real time for a battle plan. I kind of just jumped into action. I have many years of military experience, so I handled all of his minions while my friends were slaughtered, and by the time that I was able to go and save Steermere, 2 of them were dead, and Cassius was no more. I killed him.
Like, Iron Grip will look completely shocked as like, have you guys never even discussed the synergy between your abilities?
You're spending too much time praying to a star, my friend. Battle is chaotic. You've got to go with the flow. Let things.
It's not
come
like
to
the
you in the
arena.
moment.
The arena, it's easy. You have 2 opponents in front of you. In battle, in my experience, there's things happening instantaneously that you can't comprehend or
Cassian,
expect.
I'm sure a young, able-bodied man like you, I mean, it's obvious that you've been in a lot of fights and have a lot of experience in this regard, but so do I, so I don't really need you to explain to me the chaos and confusion of war, but I will say that a lot of the chaos and confusion of the battle can be mitigated if a lot of the things that can happen have been thought about beforehand. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree.
So
Perhaps you can teach us.
me and Razor can see what we can do, but maybe going forward we should go into battles planning things ahead a little bit more, because if a group like you, if you can slay Cassius even though you had, and excuse my language, no fucking idea what you were doing, then imagine what you could do with a great strategist at your side.
To be fair, we didn't know Cassius was coming. He ambushed us on a road.
You should have been prepared for the possibility. It was a failure of your leader to not prepare for these things. I will use a metaphor, and Razor will clear his throat. Every day we travel, we are sitting in the stocks awaiting for a battle in the arena. We should be prepared for every eventuality and have a plan for everything.
Am I sitting next to him, Koibu? How's the seating arrangement?
Quite possibly. Can be sort of whatever you want.
He's on like a chair, right?
Yeah.
Which
Can I
drink
roll
am I
like a-
on, by the way?
Wait, what?
How many drinks have I had?
Oh. Well, we've been here a little while. You said you were allotted 3 drinks, so you are on drink. You're waiting for your second drink to arrive at the table.
Razor
gonna-
has already started to turn bright red.
I'm gonna kick his chair, trying to break the leg, so he'll fall on the ground. Razors.
Give me an athletics check. DC to break a chair leg. From like a seated position. I guess it's like a DC 10 check, but you have an awkward angle, so it's like at disadvantage. If you were standing, it would just be a regular check. Yeah, you snap it.
Is there a chance Cypher could react to this?
Is there a chance Razors could react to it?
Well,
I was trying to catch him where he's unprepared, but yeah,
Just trying to make a point.
I'm trying to make
Ends
a
up-
point.
Yeah,
Okay,
so are we.
Yes, and so are they. So that's clearly what you were trying to do. Why don't we get initiative rolls between the three of you? And since you were instigating something, I will give Cassian +2 on his initiative roll.
So basically, all
16.
19.
if Droll's razors can pick up what he's doing, all he's going to try to do is like stay in a seated position using the strength of his arms on the table
Got it.
as the chair gets kicked out from under him.
Nice.
Give me that initiative roll. You need a 16.13 or higher. Oof. Cypher
Cypher
catches
catches
it
it though, right?
happening. Yeah.
Cypher will catch the falling chair with her blade that she draws and keep it upright
Wait,
while
that's
looking
a
at Cassian
strength
the
check.
entire time.
I'm absolutely going to need a DC. You only need to replace one of the legs of a chair, so it's not going to be the highest DC, but give me a DC 12 strength check to like sword hold grip. Just a strength check, not a strength save.
Wait, is it this? I'm so sorry. This one.
That's
There
a
you go.
strength save, but we will
Take dice.
take the D20 off of that, which is a 17, which is more than enough. And you can catch the chair before it falls to the ground.
People have tried to catch me and my partner off guard enough times.
And off gourd.
Mott will speak up. Now, everyone, please. Martha has brought us together for a sole purpose. All of our spirits are aligned on this northbound journey for some divine reason. It does not benefit any of us to fight amongst our ranks. Please, let the tempers subside. One day we will have to rely on one another to manage. It would be terrible if you could not count on your friends, your allies, in your moments of need. Each person at this table may save your life.
She's right. She's right. Dangerous day tomorrow. I have to make
Irish
sure
Res
we
actually
trust each other.
appreciates the example that Cassian tried to make here because it involved violence, it involved strength, and it involved surprise, which are all the things that hobgoblins like really respect. Is someone making a point physically. So he actually like raises his cup to Cassian and says, "Point taken, Slayer of Cassius," and he drinks.
As you drink, I'm gonna drop the sword so you fall over.
All right. I think the night ends fairly well. We're going to take our first break here, and when we come back, we will do the last little bit of city stuff, and then we will take off on our adventure. We'll see you on the other side of a break. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Lazarus expedition. It is still maybe a week or in change before the party actually gets to leave. There's a lot of supplies to gather and things to do and resting to happen and a spell slot to recover. And but it's that very next night, or I should say that night, when the party comes back from drinking and everyone goes to bed, when our dearly beloved Steermere is awoken in the middle of the night with a shock and a need to see the sky.
Can everyone chance to
And-
wake up because we're probably in the same room?
Why would you be in the same room?
Yeah, we're not going to be in the same
Oh, we're
room.
not
You're
in
like
the
yet,
same
are we?
room?
estates now. Yeah, you
Fuck,
got
you're
fucking
right,
Cassian's
you're
estate.
right. Oh, we're
yeah.
rich. Okay, sorry.
So I wake up with a start with a familiar feeling and immediately get out of bed, put my cloak on, and head to the outside. I'm not sure if there's a balcony or something, or if I just head out to the front of the inn.
Yeah, you've got a balcony.
Yeah. So I open the doors and I head out into the balcony.
And you
I look up
see
into the sky.
on the morning of Monday, September 1st, during the new moon, 3 comets hanging in the sky.
Can I either infer from a feeling or tell from the other stars that are left which 3 gods this is?
Give me a religion check.
Yes, sir. 19.
Really good. Yes. The god Terran, god of like farming and agriculture and crops and farmers in general. Nerul, goddess of family, the hearth, home, like the structures of society. And Nadinus, goddess of nature.
I think
storms.
I will, looking up at the sky as I wander through the streets of the town here. Is there like farms around here? Is there like a field I could walk through with crops?
Yes, if you were to walk out of the town, you usually close the town walls at night.
Okay.
But if you were to walk out, there are some farmlands to the south.
No, I think I'd probably head to the river, maybe down to the bottom, down here, and I will sit on the coast with my feet in the water and sort of half meditate, I guess.
As you pass by the grand temple at the middle of town, you will see that all of the clerics and many of the acolytes have gathered on the ramparts of the temple, or maybe in the towers or just outside. But there are other people here to witness this event with you. And as you pass through, people of great and small powers alike all sort of acknowledge your presence as someone witnessing this divine event. It was 50 days ago that Martha came down to the world, and she has not left. She's still here somewhere. And three more gods have come down. That means 4 gods in the span of 60 days are coming to this world.
By the end of the year, there'll be none left. I just go and sit on the shore with my feet in the water. Maybe some fish come and flock around me. I don't know.
No.
But I think about, Nadinus, and I think about home and the ocean. And I guess when I think about home, I also think about farming and food. Yeah, and I'll wait here until the sun rises.
And it is while you're waiting here that we're also going to take one quick look over at the afterlife in Haven, where we see our dearly beloved friends, Roy and Vasher, looking down at the rest of the party. And we're actually going to rewind a little bit in time here, because Roy and Vasher, you're watching the old party meet the new party. And you hear those lines from Steermere about like Vasher not being strong enough or good enough, or like you guys aren't really that missed or weren't that well respected. I don't know if you remember when Steermere said those things maybe 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, Vasher was definitely hurt by those words, but that's kind of how he feels about himself. He feels like he failed. So really, in his mind, Steermere is just speaking the truth. So it wounds him deeply, but it's a kind of like, he's not angry about it. It's more like, damn, I have no comeback to that because it's true.
Shame.
What about you, Roy? How do you feel about the way that the party has been treating your deaths and moving on?
You're muted.
Overcome with grief.
Sorry about that. Roy feels like he wasn't really badmouthed too much, and he's the type of guy that if someone doesn't explicitly say something bad, he just kind of brushes it off. I think he thinks he's probably still well remembered, although he is sad that they're not keeping the name. He kind of hoped that, like, when he kind of came to terms with the fact that he died, one of the things in his mind that kind of kept him like, okay, maybe that gave him like a little bit of relief, was like, okay, maybe they're at least name the group after me. If I already died in battle, maybe they'll give me that, but they didn't. He's very fascinated by the fact that they're hanging out with a hobgoblin. He's like a kid watching a TV show, and he's going like, no, the hobgoblin's gonna eat you guys. No, look out, don't trust him. And he's trying to get through to them, but.
Basher, do you have any commentary on not just the way they're talking about you, but the course of action that they're taking, these new people that they're meeting?
He'll like say something to the effect of like they've strayed far from the path of righteousness if they're teaming up with creatures of evil.
Yeah. Really haven't they? Well, that's it. Quick little check-in with our dead friends. Nice to do from time to time. It takes another week before the gods arrive on this plane, Monday, September 8th, when Nerul should be peeking in the sky and Terran should be rising. Nerul, Terran, and Nadinus all come down to Earth and arrive here. And it is 3 days after that, on September the 11th, a Thursday, that the party is finally ready to depart. The boat,
Never
one
forget.
of Cassius's boats, is ready to go. It's been loaded with provisions, supplies, all of your gear that you might need, ropes and shovels and picks and hammers and pitons and your armor and your spell books and all your things. And it's a tight squeeze to put this many people on this small boat. It's a tight enough squeeze that the guide, Ostigan, asks if you should just leave Mitz behind because he's not that useful.
Mitz is
Do
a
we have
member
a-
of the party.
Do we have a crew as well on the ship or not?
It is a small boat. All you need is Ostigan to pilot it for you. He can manage the sails and do the rudders, and that's all you need. Ship is.
Are we thinking
is
like a
little word.
raft, or is there like a beneath deck, or
There's
Iron Grip
no
will-
beneath deck. It is
Okay.
maybe 40 feet long and just shy of 10 feet wide, a single mast up the middle and a rudder in the back. Ostigan will tell you that the way the winds blow allow you to sail up the river through the Badlands if you know what you're doing, and that the Badlands are an awkward zone. The river gets narrow and it gets deep, and then in some areas it splits into like lots of little different side trails, and so you actually need a very small,
small
boat.
boats.
You cannot navigate this
Yeah.
area on a large boat.
You know what,
In
Mitz? I have a mission
response-
for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before that, Iron Grip will say, everybody can be useful in a party. When a soldier falls, they turn into meat. That's what my tribe does.
Jesus. I'll ask Steermere. I'll whisper to Steermere. So this is a secret happening.
Mhm.
I was told that Cassius's deeds and whatnot are near his heart, and I'll explain like that's where he used to live. Da da da. Here's the spot. How about we send Mitz to go and retrieve them for us?
It's Farseer's problem, isn't it? We're giving her the estates. Let her handle it. I say, Mitz risked his life for us. You know, he fought against Cassian in what was probably going to be a losing battle. I say, let him come.
I like having more
okay.
privacy on a trip like this, but if you feel like he's a valuable asset, you're a better judge of that than me. You've been fighting alongside this man, so if you'd like to bring him, if you feel like he's a valuable asset, then we can bring him.
There you go, Mitz. You're a valuable asset.
Okay,
Come along.
excellent.
Valuable meat.
This unsettles Mitz.
Troll phrases. Let's leave the cannibalism. Back
Troll
for
phrase
the,
we've-
Dwarves
tribes.
will look shocked and say, it is a great honor to be consumed by your friends.
It's a question of perspective. I'm not sure I'd find much honor in it myself.
How else will you
If I
absorb
die,
them?
Drawl Razor, you can eat me. I'll hold a hand out to him.
Dwarf racers would. This is like as if you'd suggested to like that we're closer than we are. He's like, oh, I couldn't possibly. I don't know.
I'll take my hand back and he'll like, what the fuck are these guys want? Like, what?
No
what's
one's eating
going on?
anyone right now, at least.
That much is for sure.
Not much is for sure. Let's get on the boat. Let's get going. I'm getting sick and tired of being in town all the time.
Okay. Our party can set off on their journey. Get the boat in the right spot. Stuff. So as a sample of what your journey is going to look like, I'm going to bring you to a page that we're not actually going to use. And then I'm going to pull you over towards here. So this is like the size and scale of your boat. I don't know why the music keeps stopping.
I heard it.
I could hear it, yeah.
Weird. With this.
A quick question. I technically used a second level spell slot on Cassius. Or
Yes.
Cassian. Has it been long enough that I get that back, or am I just out?
Yes, it has been a week and change, so you do get that back. So here's the size and scale of your boat. And we're going to take a journey on this ship. So we're going to go take a look at the world map for a moment.
Is Mitz on there still?
Mitz is
Yeah.
on there still. You said you were keeping him, right?
We're keeping
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. All right. So the plan is to come from Scalesvale down the river, take a left at Bellwind, and start to go up this river until you get to the gateway. This arch right here is a great stone arch that spans the river, and it is the mark of the beginning of the Badlands. That's what your guide will tell you. Your guide named Ostigan. Ostigan and Ethan are named characters by our patrons, so if you want to name some characters in game, that's how you do it. Once you get past the arch, you will be in the Badlands proper. It is hot. It is dangerous. There's not much in the way of sand. There's basically no vegetation. There are these tall spires, and to the northwest, you'll be able to see the three sisters, Gaia, Magna, and Lysenia. To the east, you will be able to see the Vodin Cliffs, beyond which is the great empire, kingdom, city-state. It's hard quite to judge it, but the town of Vodin that sort of controls the plains on top of this great, you call it, plateau. The Great River will pass by this one point of interest up here. Where the river divides at this point, there is a large cave. And Ostigan will tell you that over time, various creatures have taken up residence in this great cave. Once upon a time, a Hydra lived there. Maybe something else has moved in after killing the Hydra, or maybe someone has come and killed the Hydra and there's nothing left. Who knows? But there is a great monster's lair at the fork of the river. One of the useful reasons for going around is that you can just walk around the monster lair, but by river you have to go that way. Then traveling all the way up, you get into the twisting, winding section where it's actually a fairly narrow canyon until it comes to the highlands where you reach the Great Swamp, also known as the Everglades, within which is the city of Blup, and beyond which is all of your other stuff.
Sounds like a good journey. Are you telling us about this monster cave because it's a danger to us, or are you suggesting that we might want to check it out?
I am trying to inform you of the dangers you will be facing. And soon shall come across the monsters of the river. Once we turn and head towards the Badlands, you need not fear the gators or crocodiles of the Great River. Once we head towards the Badlands, they do not live there. There's not enough food for them. But you will find the Sahuagin, the giant crabs, and most dangerous of all, the Sentient Jellyfish.
Ostigan, we're not going to be running into any of those. I feel a very fortuitous journey is ahead of us.
Shakes his head. Oh, but you will. And so much
sorry.
more.
Well, the boat's
This-
full. There's no room for any sentient jellyfish or any nonsense like that.
Cassian, the disregard with which you talk about the dangers of a land that you, quite frankly, are completely foreign to is a little insulting.
Do you not wish
It's
to know
noisy.
the creatures that live in the Badlands?
We do. We value your insight, Ostigan. Back home, this is just a playful banter we do to get ourselves ready for a dangerous mission.
Personally, I'd like to rely more.
Yes, just a laugh to settle the nerves before battle.
I'd like to rely on more than just good fortune when it comes to the dangers of this land.
Then you can help with
let-
the rowing and make sure we get there as soon as possible.
Let's see, Neil, what do I have to roll to find out if Cypher has encountered one of these jellyfish before? History?
If you've
Nature?
encountered one before, like personally come into contact with one, give me a
Yeah.
D20. You want a 17 or above. So people don't spend a lot of time in the Badlands.
Yeah. But I've heard of these, right? This is a
Absolutely.
pretty common thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I know about them?
Well, they look like this. They are known for their tentacles, which conduct their jellyfish poison. Jellyfish poison requires you to make a DC 11 con save or be poisoned for a minute, and while you're poisoned, you are paralyzed, which is unfortunate because then you have to make your DC 11 con save, I do believe, at disadvantage, and if you're paralyzed in the water, not a great sight, not a great position to be in. The jellyfish sting itself isn't that damaging, and they're also known for their water jets that they can spew at people when they're close to the surface. Or they can use it to, like, swim away a little bit faster. But they can shoot a jet of water at you, you make a dex save, or be affected by jellyfish poison. Which,
Presumably, would these jets be enough to, like, throw a person off a boat?
jellyfish squirts a jet of water within 15 feet. No, it's usually not enough to knock a person off a boat, but if you are, like, at the edge of a boat and then you are affected by the poison and become paralyzed, you could very easily fall into the water.
Okay. Cypher will relay all this to the party. I suggest that we keep away from the edge of the boat as much as we can. Stay towards the middle. I also suggest that, well,
Tie
do any of
ourselves
you
down to the boat.
We should discuss our capabilities as a party before we embark on this journey. And Draw Phrases will talk about the abilities and spells that he has access to. Most notably, he has access to the Find Familiar spell. He has access to the Tiny Hut spell, and things like Arcane Lock. I don't know how to give you guys, like, I have Minor Illusion, all these kind of things, so I can have like a crow or an eagle flying above the boat looking out for jellies to give us warning.
That's a good idea.
I can I could have magic missile prepared. I can be creating illusions in the water to distract the jellyfish in case, to give us a chance of not being taken by surprise with them. I'll describe how he performs in combat. So for example, typically what he does is he will either use sleep or hold person on the most important. He'll use sleep on the least important humanoids, and the most important humanoid he'll use hold person. And the idea is that Cypher rushes to them and hits them, and because hold person is a paralyzed, every single attack that hits will crit.
Nice. One thing I could do, I can cast Water Walk as a ritual that lasts for an hour on 10 people. It takes 10 minutes to cast, so in theory I could keep us always permanently water walked, but that feels like too much effort, so I'm probably not going to do that just before people.
But it's 10 minutes every 8 hours?
No, every 1 hour.
Does
So
it
it's like
consume
just
any components?
a piece of cork, so not really.
I think that for this journey, it would probably be imperative that we have water walking every hour if we can. Maybe when
How
we're
many
not
people are on the
sleeping
boat in
or
total? 8.
8, I believe.
Yeah, fine. All right,
Reason
I'll do
being
it.
is if someone falls in, they die. Probably.
Well, if somebody falls in, I can cast it on them in the water and bring them back to the surface.
Does that work?
But I have.
Yeah.
Does that
like
work
armor?
reliably?
If you
Like, you
target
can-
a creature submerged in liquid, the spell carries the target to the surface at a rate of 60 feet per hour.
Okay, so we actually have like a perfect counter for this.
Yeah, I think the only
Unless
thing, Neil,
Nick
the
is
range
the
is
one who
30
gets hit.
feet.
Yes.
Yeah, unless it's me. The range is 30 feet, and Neil might say if they're like, they might sink more than 30 feet in a round.
Or you might
Okay,
not be able
so-
to see them within the water if it's
The
murky.
murky water.
That's
I
what
would say
worried about,
ritual
yeah.
casting when we're awake, but at nighttime, obviously no.
Okay, fine. I'll do it while we're awake. It's only
Yeah.
I have to do it every 50 minutes or so.
Do you need space to cast a ritual? Like, can you cast a ritual when you are in a really tight, confined boat? Like, where we're over here?
It depends on the rules for ritual. I mean, if you wanted to, you could say a ritual needs a magic circle and candles set up, but I'm not sure that the rules necessarily
Yeah,
dictate
let's
that.
find out, because if you have to pull the boat over every hour for 10 minutes...
Yeah, then it's too much, yeah.
Ritual takes 10 minutes longer to cast than normal. It also doesn't expend a spell slot.
Yeah, I don't think it says there's any limitations.
Yeah, no, I don't think it does either. So I think I think in theory, yes, but I if you want to overrule that, Neil, maybe. But I still think we could do it on the boat. Just people would have to move out of the way of the magic circle when I was casting the ritual.
Yeah. I just want to read a few more of the text here. So you can't upcast rituals. They take 10 extra minutes. I feel like if you're going to do it as a ritual, you're going to need some space. I think the concept of ritual is you're going through like a more labor-intensive method of casting the spell than discharging everything at once. And I would say that you're going to need, you know, at least a 10-foot circle. Doesn't have to have special markings on it. You don't need additional components, but you're going to need some more space to do things. So if you want to pull the boat over and ritual cast after everyone hops out and then hop in, totally fine, 100% manageable. But I just do want to call out that we're going to have to do like, on this small of a boat, I don't think you're going to be able to ritual cast.
Realistically, let's say, how long should we travel a day? Let's say hypothetically.
We're not pulling the one. Hang on, we're not pulling them. We're just gonna get attacked on the land if we do that. It's just not gonna be. It's not gonna be worth it.
Just have it ready, and then if
I've
we
just
need
got it
to
ready.
do
Yeah,
it,
if I
you
cast it, if I need to cast it, I'll cast it.
Okay.
Okay.
So
we should
spellcasters
probably
have your spells memorized. Prepared.
We should
Yeah.
still have some sort of contingency plan that we should talk about if Steramir is the one somehow getting attacked by the tentacle. He should definitely be in the most central position of the boat.
Steamer should be
Maybe-
in the middle, attached to the mast by a rope.
I think we should just have a rope attached to the mast that we can throw in after someone if they fall in. Because
would've
we've
took the-
all learned from Tides of Death that tying yourself to the boat is maybe not the best idea.
Because if the boat goes down, it's game over.
I just seem to remember a whole debacle where people were trying to tie and untie themselves to the boat over and over again in the middle of combat.
Was that with the
But
moss
that was
monsters?
a bigger boat though.
No, yeah, I'm thinking about with the moss monster, yeah. When it was like shaking the boat and trying to throw us off. Anyway. Okay, well, let's get going.
All right.
Well,
let's.
before
get
we go, I would
yeah.
like to cast Find Familiar and create a Quipper, which is a carnivorous fish with sharp teeth, and that's going to be swimming underneath the boat, looking out for jellies.
Excellent.
I'm also going to ask you, I will be ritual casting that, I don't have it prepared. I'm going to ask if I can ritual cast Alarm on the boat as well. And if that will work, will it travel with the boat? I will post Alarm in chat for you so you can see it.
Let's see. Choose a door, window, or an area with a range that is no larger than a 20-foot cube. This is an area with no... Fill spends ends, alerts you whenever a creature touches or enters the warded area. So, like, if you cast Alarm on the boat while everyone was in the boat,
Well, I would be
Alarm
casting
would-
it underneath the boat. The 20-foot cube underneath.
no,
the
it wouldn't move with the boat if you cast it under the boat.
boat. Okay, great. Yeah, then I'll just create a Quipper Familiar who will be in the water looking out for us.
Okay, cool. Done and done. All right, it is about 60-something miles to Bellwind, so let's do it. Let's do our 60-something mile journey there. It'll take you 2 days to navigate through the Great River on your way to Bellwind. And who hasn't rolled any dice today? MrMouton, you haven't rolled a die yet today. Would you roll me a d20?
There you go.
5. A 5 is not fantastic.
It's not bad though.
It actually is. It's a little bad. It's
It's not
It's
a two.
terrible.
could be worse. My
Guys, he's rolling dice. I'm scared.
I'm
It's
not
a
scared of
happy,
him.
cozy, peaceful campaign. Nothing bad ever happens here. When you get to Bellwind, you can see that there are a bunch of small boats that seem to be anchored in the river. And as you are approaching Bellwind, one of these little small boats will pull up anchor, tilt its sails in the right direction to catch the wind, and begin to track in your direction. You're coming sort of in the direction that the wind blows from, and so your sails are down, and you're just going with the current, and maybe like a little bit of using the steering oar to paddle to propel yourself forward. But one of these small boats is similar in size to your own, detaches itself by anchor, hoists its sail, and begins to come in an intercept course with your vessel.
As my action, I will occupy the mind of my familiar and get as close to the boat as I can and investigate it.
What is the range of your familiar control?
100 feet.
Okay. So you can get the familiar up to 100 feet. I will let you know when the boat crosses closer than that. Is there anything anyone else wants to do before the boat reaches 100 feet?
No.
I'll ask our guide.
Yeah.
Do you know who they are? Can you tell by their sails?
They fly the flags of Bellwind.
We have
Gods.
a problem with them.
You have a problem
Jai.
with Bellwind?
We're banished from there.
And you decide to mention that now?
Oh,
Quick question,
one
guide.
river.
Do you think that would have been useful information before we set out on this journey?
you could have asked me.
I could have asked you about every single city that we came across if you guys had a problem with it.
You must always be prepared.
This is the only one, to be fair. Guide, when we get to the junction in the river, is there any sort of guard station or...
Guide shakes his head. The river is too great to bring a chain across or hold a fortress nearby.
So, can we just bypass this joker and keep moving?
If it is your wish.
I look to the rest of the party. Not really in the mood to be questioned by these folks again.
I agree.
All right. Well, let's get Ostigan's character sheet, and we're gonna have him make himself a survival
Only if he's
check.
capable of it. You know, like if he feels like he can't do it, then I
Yeah, of course he
expect
feels like he
would.
can do it. As opposed to 1d20 plus 4 from the other side. Yeah, so Ostigan tries to navigate around this boat, but the other one is piloted by a better sailor, and they will quickly catch up to you. They'll use the speed of the wind towards them, and when they see Ostigan is going to go at a weird angle, they turn their boat and use the wind and the tides together to the currents to catch up to you. Bringing their prow near yours, and you can see
I
on this
equip my
boat.
short bow.
I shout out to them.
Wait.
I say, we're outside your city walls.
about his
We have no
familiar?
issue with you. Leave us be.
So one of you starts going for a short bow. Another person just starts shouting across the water
I
towards
start
them.
I talk to them, yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Fish, what'd you call it?
It is a quipper. It is essentially a piranha.
Excellent. Your quipper can see underneath the boat. There's nothing underneath it. It's just a regular shallow-keeled vessel.
When I
there's no...
poke my head out of the water, I'm like, can I figure out like what sort of disposition do the men on the boat have?
Give me an insight check.
Absolutely. There's a 15. I accidentally rolled it with advantage, but
That's fine. With a 15, you can get the impression that they are... They look like they have an urgent need to speak to you.
an urgent need with violence or just an urgent need to speak?
It's a small boat. There's a pilot and one person on board who does have a bow and a short sword, but there's not enough people there for it to be a dangerous encounter.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll dismiss the eyes of my familiar and describe what I saw to the party, that there's not enough people on that boat to be a threat to us as of right now. And because I was deaf and blind while I was in my fish, I actually have no idea what you guys were talking about.
So I shout over the prow to the boat as it approaches us.
Oh, as Cassius reaches for his bow, I want to like.
Have my bow on me. I'm not like drawing it or anything.
Okay.
So to
I'm just
reiterate,
chilling.
we are outside the walls of your city. We have no quarrel with you. Leave us be.
I bring warning tides.
Then speak.
They will, the boat prows will bump, and the person with the short sword and short bow will sort of like reach across and grab your boat, so the two of them don't like drift apart. And look up at the 8 of you. Where do you head?
Through the Badlands to the north to Blup.
Oh, never mind then. Carry on. And he lets go of your boat.
What? Hold on.
What tidings?
The southern stretch of the river. There are Zahugwen there, our great rivals.
Well, I'm sure the might of
tastiest of the
Bellwind
lizards.
will put them down.
Ashwia, the river keeper, has not been seen for a week. We fear the worst.
Have we heard of these people at all? Me and Razor?
You're familiar with Ashwia, the river keeper. She is the great hero in Bellwind. She is sort of their protector against the river monsters, specifically the Sahuwin, who live just up the Badlands River, just up the Great River, a little bit into the Badlands. She is a pretty baller warrior. She gets 3 attacks at +7 that do d10 plus 4 damage with her glaive. She can breathe underwater. She can swim while underwater. She casts spells. She's a paladin, we should call it.
I feel like
Sounds cool.
it's reasonable that Cypher has at least heard of her, maybe even met her, huh?
Yeah.
Definitely heard of her. Probably not met her. She is like the great hero and self-proclaimed protector of Bellwind, but she doesn't really adjudicate the law, and she just sort of keeps an eye out against the monsters who might assault the city. So she doesn't really.
River Batman?
She is. I suppose she is River Batman. Yes,
That
I
is
had not
sick, dude.
classified her that way.
So I respond to the person and I say, the last time we were in Bellwind, we were not treated so favorably. I'm not sure we have any inkling to help with this.
What was her name? Ashwia?
Ashwia.
Razor will immediately say, I vote that we go kill some Sahuagin, and he'll begin describing the delicacy of Sahuagin liver and how good it is when it's roasted over an open flame, specifically with beechwood charcoal, because the flavor infuses in. And he'll talk probably for about 30 seconds about how good it is and like how important it is for the party's morale to do this.
Dwarf Razor, I think we have enough rations for this journey. I think the question is more, if Ashwin has fallen to these people, there's a danger coming. It looks like they're out for blood. So if they're out for blood, maybe we're not safe either.
All the more reason to head north.
Agreed. They're in the Southern River. We can bypass them in a turn of fortune.
All right. On
Is
the
that
party
agreed
move.
upon, Cypher?
I agree. Let's just be on the lookout. Let's try to not run into any ambushes. Let's be extra careful. And let's maybe try to not stop for any boats that aren't flying colors of Bellwind.
I agree.
Razor looks visibly agitated at the propensity for the party to avoid violence.
Ugh. Those bastards. All right. The next day, we're going to continue up the river. It'll take another day. It'll take 2 more days before you get to the Great Arch, also known as the gateway to the Badlands. Making notes here. You get to the gateway to the Badlands. It is the river here is wide, right? It's like a half mile wide or something. And yet there is this huge stone arch that reaches up into the sky and covers the width of the river. It is a
Man-made?
magnificent, no, it's not man-made, a natural phenomena out here. There's no way that, a river could ever have gone through an archway like this unless this was part of the grand design of the gods or some horrifically powerful creature were to design it. Maybe 30 feet across at the top, maybe 100 feet across at the sides, and spans a half mile. It looks fragile and precarious, even though it is huge. This is, as Ostigan will say, the border between the Badlands and the Great Desert.
All right, and this is it. Be on your guard, everyone.
Razor will ask the party to remain silent as we pass through the arch. To speak while passing through arches of stone is to bring bad luck upon us.
I'll remain silent for Razor.
Yeah, same.
Quickly, river becomes murky with, is it algae? Is it some sort of mineral that's kicked up in the waters here that makes it hard to see what's within? You're not entirely certain, but the sight within the water begins to decrease. And it gets worse and worse until the water becomes almost like a deep gray, or
Like oatmeal?
no, like a darker gray, like
Ass.
Like
Solid.
ink?
like ass, yeah, like ass gray.
So does my Quipper not see as much then?
Yeah, you can't see very deep into the water, but your guide will point out as they bob near the surface these giant jellyfish that are 5 feet across at the top. Some of them will just kind of come to the surface and bob and then float away. They don't seem to be aggressive, but the guide will remind you that they are sentient and capable
Weird.
of, who knows what. Who could know the mind of such a jelly? But they're there.
Yeah.
We don't
Alright,
attack
well-
them. They should attack us.
No sudden moves. We sail
Yeah.
nice and smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Drollraiser will like take the dodge action. He's like prepared to dodge the entire time. He's like crouched down, ready to duck in case water gets spat at him. He's ready.
It's constantly on the lookout for that incoming water spouts.
I'll have my
Yeah.
bow out.
Sapphire's just taking note of like the location of all the jellyfish around.
I relax on the boat.
The earth on either side of you fades from sand into hard-packed earth, eventually into stone. And the stone begins to twist and warp and shape as the further north you travel along the river. Large spines begin to stick out, making it difficult to navigate. The river breaks into multiple channels in this relatively slow, flat area. Your guide seems to know which channels to take and will mention to you as you pass one, like, there's a sandbar on that side. You would get stuck. The channel he goes down is narrow, uncomfortably narrow, like you could reach out and touch land on either side narrow. But it seems deep enough to traverse. Soon the ground on either side of you becomes sort of dark gray, more like, granite or slate of some kind. And by now, the river's waters are very murky. They've taken on like a deep green, almost impenetrable color. Like the algae in here is absorbing every last photon from the sun. It is 2 days later since you passed the Badlands Gateway. That sound on the wind changes. You hear
Sorry.
this. Oh! Yeah, you have something?
I was just going to ask how we're sleeping. Are we like pulling over, or are we sleeping on the boat and doing shifts?
Probably sleeping on the boat and doing shifts. Would be
You
my
had
guess.
mentioned
Well-
you didn't want to stay on land, so I'm
Yeah, yeah,
figuring
yeah.
at
Okay.
nighttime you drop anchor or attach yourself to something and everyone sleeps on the boat.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Cool.
an
Sorry.
option we do have is I have Liamon's tiny hut, so we could just pull the boat to the shore. I cast this. It basically makes us protected for 8 hours. I can ritual cast it, and then when I sleep, I'll be able to arcane recovery that spell slot. So it's basically like a free short rest.
Can 8 people sleep in it?
I think up to 12. 9 creatures of medium size or smaller can fit inside the dome.
And in theory, that's probably
Barred
safer
from
than
passing
sleeping on.
through it. Yeah.
It's probably safer than sleeping on the river, isn't it?
Do
Yeah, I think
you
we'll do
can
that.
you arcane recovery that back?
Yes, because I believe I recover spells up to half my wizard level, which I'm 5, which means you round up that's 3
Yep.
spell slots, so
Yep.
that's a third level spell.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Can do then
Alright.
if you
Oh,
need.
and I would be ritual casting it because I don't have it prepared. Yeah, never mind. Sorry.
Excellent.
The only concern would be our boat, right?
Yeah.
You
Well,
could
we
bring
can
the boat
anchor it.
inside it. It can fit inside it. If we pull it on shore,
10
right?
foot radius, 20 feet long. The
No
boat
way.
is 40 feet long, so it would stick out either side.
Oh, I thought we were on a much smaller boat. Never mind.
We just pull the boat onto the or anchor
Load
it
on
near the
shore,
river.
Yeah, or anchor, yeah.
I mean, it does kind of give us away that ooh, there is somebody here, but we're definitely still safer than it would be sleeping in the middle of the river.
We can still like put on watches, right? It just means that
Yeah.
we're safe from most dangers.
Can we like look outside the hut? Like, is
Yes,
it?
Yeah.
and people can't see in.
This is really good.
Yeah,
It's
so that's fine.
one of
Let's
the
do that.
best. My goal was like, I'm gonna be pretty weak in combat, but I'm gonna have amazing utility.
Yep, that's good. Let's do it.
That's what we do.
Right. Well, it is on the second day after you pass the gateway to the Badlands that the sound in the air changes, and Ostigan starts to look around, and Ethan, also a Patreon name, starts to look around, and pointing up into the sky into your right, while the grounds are gray and the water is black practically, you see creatures in the air. I think 7 of them headed in your direction.
Oh boy.
Yes, I'm going to just move one over here real quick so you can get a good view of what these creatures are. These, says Ostigan before we roll initiative, are Kazu. They are, birdmen of some kind who live in the cliffs, the Voting Cliffs, and prey on those who pass by. But we're going to take our first break here, and when we come back from our break, we will roll into initiative for our encounter. See you guys on the other side. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Lazarus Expedition. These Kaku are within sight, so will everyone please roll me initiative?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think I'm gonna click my token before I roll for initiative.
What?
I literally rolled a 1, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They won't be on us in the first round anyway, I don't think. Unless they're really, really quick. Not hearing any music, Neil. Can you?
Oh, you don't? You want to
Yeah,
refresh roll 20?
Yeah, if you don't.
I can hear
Oh,
it.
that doesn't work. I think you need to stop refresh the song.
I could do with some music.
Why'd you stop?
I will stop it and start it again for you.
Thank you, sir.
It has started again.
I hear it.
Weird. I still don't hear it.
Wait, did you mute it?
No, I'm serious. I was listening to it. I guess I will try and refresh, but.
Okay. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's right. All right. So the first Kazu will go. And they have a flight speed of 60 feet. So this one will zoom on over in the direction of Cassian with its move and sort of end its turn fluttering above into the side. You'll notice that there are these circles, these blue circles on these people next to their AC. That is the tens of feet above ground they are. So this Kaku is 40 feet in the air, and this one over here is 50 feet in the air, and this one is 60 feet in the air.
Right.
Just as an idea of elevation. Cassian, it's your turn.
Tell me if I can do this. I don't think I can, actually. I'm going to cover for Steermere, who's casting a spell. So anyone trying to fuck with Steermere's concentration, I'm going to take the attack and take an attack of opportunity.
You're going to ready an attack, or if someone gets near Steermere?
Yeah.
Okay, now, attack of opportunity takes your reaction, and a readied attack takes your reaction, so you can only do one.
Oh, I guess I'll ready an attack for something that gets near Steermere.
Excellent. Okay. The next Kazu go. Same thing. This one is going to fly, and actually this one's going to fly and dash to about here. Whoosh, and stay above in the air. Mott, the healer, is going to cast Bless on the party.
Let's go.
Bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range. So, any of you have a missile weapon in hand? No?
I would have equipped, well, I guess not in hand, but I would take.
Trollraiser has a longbow that he could have given to
Yeah.
Cypher.
Mm-hmm.
And he will give the Cypher, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Then
So
she
Cypher
will
has a longbow.
bless Drollraiser, Ethan, and
No, Cypher's the one with the bow, not Trollraiser.
Yep.
right. Sorry, she blesses Cypher.
Yeah.
I think I got the token right. Yes. She'll
You
put a
did.
bless on the 3 of you. And the next Kaku will fly closer, coming 60 feet. And then dashing for a little bit more. Ethan will take a turn and take a shot with his short bow
Come on,
at the
Ethan.
nearest one. 14 is a hit, I believe. Yeah, for 4 points of damage on one of these creatures. And Cypher will take a turn.
I'm gonna shoot the longbow at probably just whichever Kazu is closest. So the one down here, I see. Just fucking click this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did I do that? Oh, wait, here we go.
That's a nice shot. You connect with the creature. 9 points. Did you say this one? Or
The one down there.
this
Yeah,
one?
the
Okay,
closest one.
excellent. You will put 9 points of damage into that one.
Do I
And the
get
next.
Do I get 2 attacks? Do I get 2 shots?
Yes, if you have 2 attacks, then you get 2 attacks.
15?
15 will hit. Yep.
6.
Excellent. I will do the damage on this one. This one will fly to 60 feet and dash a little bit to increase its elevation to 70. And this one will fly and dash and end up over here at the same elevation, a little bit off to the side, and Steermere will start.
You're muted.
Steermere is stricken by
Thanks.
silence.
I will begin to cast a spell, summoning a storm cloud above my head. I will cast Call Lightning at this closest one here.
Okay. Storm cloud appears in the shape of a cylinder that is 10 feet tall with a 60-foot radius centered on a point you can see within range above you. The spell fails, you can't see a point in the air. The spell fails if you can't see a point where a storm cloud could appear. When you cast the spell, choose a point you can see under the cloud. Bolt of lightning flashes down from that point. Each creature within 5 feet must make a dex save or take 3d6. So it's a 60-foot radius, 120-foot diameter circle.
Yeah, does the center of the circle have to be on the first target, or can I like put it here so it encompasses the whole sort of battlefield?
You make a 10-foot tall cylinder, 120 feet in diameter, centered wherever you want, and then you pick targets within it. I think.
Yeah. Okay. So I think, knowing that they're probably going to like swoop over to the other side, I'll center it just on the middle of the boat here, so it's like 60 feet from Ethan.
Okay. Can you make me a 120-foot diameter circle so I can give you a...
I can try.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did it. Good job.
Yeah, hold on. A little bit bigger, though.
Is our boat moving,
Excellent.
or are we dropped anchor?
It is moving. I will move it on the end of your turn.
Nick,
Controlled.
do you want to redo your spot then, or no?
Well, I think we should drop the anchor, you know.
Okay. Steermere,
Yeah, I
you
guess
can
put it-
control this giant bubble. Please place it however you would like.
Can we stop the boat?
You can yell at the man to stop the boat. Yes.
Yeah. So I think something like this.
Okay. And when the spell is cast, you also get to make a... When you cast the spell, choose a point you can see under the cloud.
Yes.
Okay. Pick
I'm hit.
a spot.
This guy. Well, actually, it's within 5 feet. If I pick the center of this square, do I hit 2?
Koibu, can you also roll the conditions that it is outside?
Oh, it's dry and hot.
Okay. So not stormy. Got it.
It is not stormy,
Is-
no.
I'm not trying to be awkward here, but this point is within 5 feet of both of these.
Yeah. Bolt of lightning flashes down from a cloud to that point. Each creature within 5 feet of that point makes a dex save. So yeah, you could put it in between the two of them, and they will both have to make a dex save for 3d6.
Yeah. Perfect. And actually,
Right.
you should consider the aerial elevation here, but they are within 10 feet of each other, so I think the point...
It's a
still
vertical.
stands.
It's a bolt of lightning, right?
Oh,
So
that's true. Yeah.
I think we're doing something a little bit more complicated than the spell describes, but deck saves for our Kazu. 1 fail and 1 pass. Give me
Okay, so
damage.
9 or... it already rolled with a spell, so it's 18 total.
Right, so the top one will take 18, the bottom one will take 9. Right, next Kazu will fly on in 60, and then it'll do one of these. Do here, coming down below. Iron Grip the Jailer.
Yeah, I have a question. Are these guys in range of hold person? Because I think they're up in the air. I think I would have a hard time.
I've
What's
got my
the-
trigonometry calculator out. Which ones are you targeting?
It has a range of. Here, I'll just put it in chat. A range of 60 feet. I'll just put it in chat. I haven't cast it yet, though.
Yeah, so who's the one furthest away that you want to target?
Probably the 13 and 7.
Yeah, 13-7.
So 70
that would
feet
be-
up is out of range of a 60-foot radius, certainly.
Yes, correct. That's a
Yeah.
71-foot range.
So basically, I
Oh,
can't
well.
actually get any of them with my.
This one that's
right
4.
now.
This one that's 4. How far away is he? This guy over here.
Let me
He's
tell you.
35 and 50
35.
up.
He's 40 up, right?
40 up,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's 53 feet away. So that's in range.
Boom.
I wanted to overcast it to hit 2.
Oh,
Yeah. So
So-
you're not, doesn't look like you're in range of 2 right now.
yeah.
I'm just gonna magic missile this guy.
Excellent. Throw down the magic missiles.
Sure thing. Skadoosh.
It's going to be 3d4?
3d4 plus 3, unless you're casting it at a higher level.
I'm just gonna cast it at level 1.
All right. Plus 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2.
Oh.
It's really
Yeah,
annoying
'cause that
it
only
doesn't roll
does-
magic missile properly.
Well,
There you go.
you're supposed to just take the damage and multiply it by the number of darts,
Oh,
rather
are you?
than rolling each one individually. But that's
15.
dumb.
Yeah, that is.
There
More
is-
dice is better.
12 damage.
12 damage.
All right, this one is badly wounded by now. And the last of the Kazu will come on into range. Coming over here. Whoosh. The jellyfish will take a turn. And they're just going to kind of float a little bit closer to you. Just kind of doing their thing. Just ever so slightly coming a little bit closer. And on this round as well, you're telling Ostigan to like drop anchor, and he can't really drop anchor in this situation. He's gonna the river's way too deep here, so he is going to have to make himself some sort of check as the boat pulls forward to lasso the boat onto this rocky outcropping here. So let's give Ostigan.
As we went by, did the jellyfish try to fucking attack us?
No, it's just bobbing near the surface. 7 is not good enough as he like gets the loop that you would lasso around something and goes to toss it around that hook, and it doesn't quite work. He'll try to lasso you guys to safety next round. Top of the initiative order, the first of the Kazu will come in.
What does Bless give you? D4?
Plus D4 on
your
attack
attack
rolls and
rolls and
saving
saves.
throws.
Thank you.
Oh, can my fish take the help action?
I don't know how it would help in this situation.
It's splashing water when they come down.
It is ineffective.
It looks like a tasty treat. They're distracted.
All right. The Kazu is actually just going to go for Mott the healer and is going to do a dive attack. If the Kazu is flying and dives at least 30 feet towards a target, it has advantage on grapples, shoves, and melee attacks. And the Kazu is going to make a Falchion and Claw attack against her as she drives by with advantage. 21 and a 19. I think both of those will hit Mott the healer with 10 AC. And she will take 9 and 3 and 7 and 1 for 20 damage. Ooh, wow, those are high damage rolls. And Mott will go way down.
There goes the healer.
Cassian.
You have consistently rolled insane damage this campaign, Neil.
Turnabout's fair play.
It's alright. It's Matt's turn. He can heal. She can heal herself.
Yeah, I'm just gonna continue to do what I did before. I'm gonna cover Steamer,
All right.
which means more than I think just what I'm saying. I hope that if a thing comes, that I'm interposing myself between Steamer and it.
So that's a great point to bring up. Is your action to attack the thing or to take the attack for Stearmere?
Can I not do both?
No.
Can I still get an attack of opportunity if I take the attack for Steamer if it leaves me?
No, because you're using your reaction for either one.
No, he would get the attack of opportunity, but then left his threat range.
But it takes a reaction to make an attack of opportunity. And so if you're readying
okay.
something.
Shoot.
Yeah, there are special class abilities that sort of allow for protection. There's the protection fighter subclass and a whole bunch of other things.
Stays as paladin. Yeah.
Right. So doing it
I'm
outside of
just gonna
those
take
is
the attack action then, or yeah, I'm just gonna ready
Yeah.
my attack.
You'll
Got
probably one-shot them anyway.
Yeah. Do I get both my attacks if I'm readying my attack, or do I get one?
you just get one.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. The next Kazu is going to come on over. No, dog. No, this is the cable. Do not play with the cable. Bad dog. The next Kazu is going to come and take a dive towards Ostigan. And make a Falchion. 18 will strike him for 11. Oof. And a claw attack against him.
Can you fix their heights as well?
Yes. Oh, I forgot to. Yes, because she doesn't end this Kazu doesn't end its turn right here. Where were you? You dive and then move and probably end here. Yeah.
Anyone get an attack of opportunity then?
This person's got a range. You're at Mitz would get an attack of opportunity with the club. Well done. 14's a hit.
Got him.
It's
2.
nice.
Good job, Mitch.
Excellent. Well done. All right. And then this one flies over here. Hits for 11 against the boatman.
Oh, no.
And then the claw attack will do 6, which is exactly the boatman's HP. And Ostigan will fall unconscious on the back of the boat. Mont will take a turn. Okay. Our healer is going to cast. Mott will cast Sanctuary on herself. If anyone makes an attack against her or casts a spell against her, they need to pass a Wisdom saving throw, or on a fail, choose a new target or lose the spell. So she
Nice.
will protect herself from incoming things.
She can heal the boatman on the next turn.
Right. All right. Our next Kazu is going to die. Oh, wait. And this one also hits him and then flies over this way. And this one is at no height, and this one is at no height. Excellent. All right. The next Kazu is going to try to make an attack against the Cleric.
Boo.
And must make a Wisdom saving throw. DC 13 and succeeds.
Cool.
Yep.
Should have just healed.
Targets an attack. I think it has to make 1 for each attack that it does. 8 is a miss. Actually, it's a 21 because it's the bonus from the dive. Ugh. These guys are nasty, and Mott will actually go down already. Wow, this is not going very well for the party. And the Kazu will
Party's
fly
doing
forward.
fine.
Yeah, these
doing
NPCs
fine.
are
That
not
helps.
lasting.
Exactly how high are they? Because they're diving down 30 feet.
Yeah,
I
they're
feel
good now. On your turn,
But
you'll get them.
how much are they able to fly up? Is my question.
Well, the ones that have dived actually haven't flown up at all. They're like, just above the ground after their dive. So these guys right here are all at ground level.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Ethan will go, and Ethan will take a shot with his bow, just as he did before. Critical hit
Nice.
for 7 points of damage against the nearest Kazu. Cypher Quick Claw.
Let's try to finish off the damaged one that I was already hitting. So we have one less to deal with. So the one at the bottom over there that I was shooting at earlier, I would like to shoot at again. If I can find my fucking character sheet. I usually have it on pop out, and now it's just
Crit,
gone.
crit,
Hold on.
crit, crit.
This
Can
one-
Mitz take over the boat, by the way? He doesn't have a initiative order.
Mitz doesn't know how to do that very well. At the end of their initiative, I'm having
I
all
mean,
the
we're about to
non-combatants.
crash,
Yeah.
right?
Well, we'll see.
Mitz isn't on the initiative order.
Yeah, because there's not much for Mitz to do, but I'll see what they can do on initiative 0. Same as the jellyfish.
I'll hit with a 22 for
Yeah,
5
you do.
damage.
All right.
And I will miss.
You'll miss with 7. It is that Kazu's turn, and they're definitely having to make a morale check at this point, and this one is done with the battle and is going to fuck off and just leaves the encounter, unless you want to shoot them down from distance, but I think they're leaving, and you're probably okay with that. This Kazu right here, it had circled around at the front of the boat last time to come from a different angle, and it is going to dive now, and it's diving straight towards Steermere using its dive attack, and it's going to replace its claws with a shove, but it's still going to make its Falchion attack, so it'll
It's gonna get
15 to
my
hit you.
melee attack
Misses.
Yes, it will.
with Great Weapon Mastery.
Yep.
12.
Is a miss. Whoosh, just barely. And then it will shove you. Give me a 21. Oh my god, natural 18 on the die roll. Oh, Kazu. Oh, baby. Ah. And you are shoved whoosh, into the water.
In the water?
Into the water. Yeah. You are wearing armor, aren't you, Steermere?
Yes.
Doesn't that make you sink pretty fast?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Well, luckily,
armor are you
your
wearing?
turn is literally the very next turn, so you have not fallen far into the water before your turn arrives.
Can I cast underwater?
You're not under.
You can't really see anything.
No, like
any
can I
targets.
cast a spell on myself?
Not if it requires verbal or material components. I don't think.
Can we check the rules?
Well, what spell do you want to cast?
Water walk.
Water walk. Does it require verbal or material components?
Yes.
Then no, you cannot cast it. You cannot speak underwater enough to cast spells. Water is gimping for spellcasters.
Don't worry, my Quipper is going to help you go back to the surface.
You sure we don't want to just check the rules on that? There might be a rule on it in 5.
I'm pretty happy with that rule. I'm like super happy with that rule.
All right. Well, I try and. I mean, I'm sinking. What can I do?
Well,
Can I climb
lucky
out?
for you.
Am
that
I
means,
close enough to the
guys-
surface?
Always carry a barrel of water if we encounter any spellcasters.
I don't know, Nick. You've been playing D&D for 8 years. What
Well,
do
I'm
you
asking,
do?
like, how deep am I in the water? Like, do I feel like, I mean, it's not very far up and shoved off. Can I make it to the
Right, these are
side before I sink too far?
6-second rounds, and they went immediately before you. So you're probably only in the water for a half a second before your initiative comes up.
So I looked up the ruling on this by Jeremy Crawford, the designer, and he
Oh,
said
there we go.
you use up your breath to cast one spell. And that's
Well,
it.
Jeremy Crawford can suck it. He can suck it long.
We all knew that. We all knew that was
He
coming.
can suck it hard.
Well, does my party throw me the rope that we discussed?
It hasn't happened yet.
Not my turn.
It's your
It's your turn.
yeah.
I try and swim to the other side.
Okay.
Neil, this river cannot possibly. If it's this narrow, there's no way it can be that deep, right?
Oh, it's super
Unless it's
deep.
particular type of stone.
Yeah, it's super deep here.
shouldn't
Let's
have
not
brought it
argue
up.
about the depth of the water. Can I swim to the other side?
Give me an athletics check, because the other side, you'll note if you look at the map, is not that far from you, right? You fell into the water, and we're talking like 5 or 6 different distance.
Failed.
Wow, I have a hard time understanding that, but you did roll a natural 2, so I think you fall into the water. You go to swim, but it's dark. It's murky. The light from above is like, not penetrating very deeply. And as you begin to panic because you can feel the breastplate weighing you down. You don't have a weapon in your hand right now, do you?
No, it's ring mail.
Okay, you've got
I do have
ring
my
mail.
shield, though.
You've got your shield in your arm. So yeah, I think the
which
swimming.
is my shield. Wait, does my shield float?
very barely, but it doesn't.
I mean,
It's
it
less
would give a lot of resistance. It would definitely slow my descent. Right? I mean, it's like resistance.
He rolled pretty high on that initial athletics check. He might be able to like hold a shield above him to give him more resistance.
Oh
as he
wait,
goes
yeah,
down.
you rolled a 15 and a 7. Why? I only saw the 7. Why did you roll
The
twice?
15 was to contest the shove.
Oh, right, okay. So you are sinking in the water for surezies. You have failed your athletics check. You do not make it to the rock. Maybe you can like reach the rock, but it's slippery with algae, and you can't quite get a grasp. So you're at the rock face here as you begin to dip beneath the surface of the water. And I don't think there's anything else you can do, unless you've got an
So he's
idea.
holding himself over water.
I can't cast spells.
Yeah.
Weapons not going to help me.
Yeah.
Short of them throwing me the rope, I don't think there's anything I can do.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
I think in
rope
this
also
scenario-
doesn't sink particularly
Yeah.
well.
I think speaking of things that my familiar can do, surely he can take the help action to give him advantage on his next athletics check. If you've got
That
a
sounds
big
very
old
reasonable.
piranha helping you swim, you gotta have an advantage.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Piranhas are small. They're about yay big.
No, actually, you are incorrect. There's a species of piranha that is really quite big. There was a bar over in Spain. Anyone who goes to Puerto Banús will know this bar. It was called Foo Bar. This dude had like 3-foot long piranhas. I swear to God. They're fucking huge.
That is massive. I always thought piranha were rather small.
No. They are massive. They are huge. Like, it's like a flotation device.
Oh no, the pictures I Google of piranha are pretty small.
Google giant piranha, dude.
Let's wait. Oh, it's your turn next, so fair enough.
Vika was also bigger than most beetles, I would say.
50 pounds is the world record for piranha. Wow, that's a pretty big fish.
That's actually.
I'm a hobgoblin. I would have a huge piranha, okay? It's a matter of pride.
This is a euphemism. But yeah, it's on your turn whenever that turn comes around. In the meantime, the next Kazu is flying. Oh, we can't quite make a dive attack against someone and get away in the same round, so it's going to fly and dash to over here, whoosh, as it goes up and over. Iron Grip the Jailer, it is your turn.
I can reach both of these guys with a hold person.
Yes, or you can direct your minion to assist.
Well, it has its
familiar.
own turn, right?
Yeah, which we haven't rolled in, but don't you need to give it a command to help him? Don't you have to command the familiar?
Oh, it can move without you giving your turn up to move.
I think we could just simplify it and say it goes after me because it can take familiars have a bunch of actions. It's like help, dodge. Let me look it up actually. Hang on.
It doesn't cost him his action to make his familiar take an action.
A familiar.
That's definitely not how we did it with Roy. Yeah, Vika and Roy did their own thing.
Familiars are monsters. They can take any non-attack action included in their stat block. For example, dash, disengage, cast a spell, dodge, help, hide, ready, search, use an object.
Vika was
for
doing
example,
shit independent of Roy all the time.
Yeah, but Vika
Yeah.
was like, first off, you were a familiar caster specifically, and second, Vika was given the like generally kill the enemies rules and then did its own thing. But I don't know if the fish knows. Like we haven't really played with this familiar very much. Is it just
Said
following
he wanted
the
to give the
boat?
help action.
That's true, but
So
I'm
how?
wondering if you have to command it to do that.
Let me
That's all.
see. Let me click the find familiar spell into
Yes.
chat and we can read it.
See what
together.
Jeremy Crawford has to say.
A familiar can't attack, but it can take other actions as normal. It acts independent of you, but it always obeys your commands. When the familiar drops to 0 hit points, it disappears.
Oh no, okay. Yeah, I think you're right, because you take an action to make it disappear, or you take an action to see through its eyes, but otherwise it follows your command, so I think you can just say, like, help the man. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna, after my turn, I'm gonna direct it to help Steerbeer get out of the water. I'm also gonna cast Hold Person at level 3 to hit 2 of these Kazu.
Kazu, yep.
Let me
Would you
click
roll
Hold
me
Person.
a d20 plus 1 for your familiar's initiative? so we can put it on the table somewhere.
Yes, I will do that right now.
You want low? Yes, you did it.
Literally the
You're a
exact.
genius.
I rolled 2-1 initiatives this game.
Wow. Okay. All right. So on your turn, you're going to cast Hold Person on.
Correct. Well, I would assume that these are humanoid creatures and it would work on them, right?
Yes.
What I would know that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna cast
Yes.
them on these 2 creatures.
At second level. All right. They each need to make saving throws.
Yes, 3rd level, so I can target 2 people.
Right. Sorry. Thank you very much. And they will. 15 is a pass on the first one. 14 is a pass on the second one. So sorry. So sorry.
That's just rude.
It is just the worst. This Kazu is going to dive bomb. Oh, why not just the person directly in front of them? It'll plummet from the skies and make its Falchion and Claw attacks against Ethan. 24 is a hit for
The
10
whole
points of
person's
damage.
Failed, right?
Yep.
It
Yep.
fizzled. Yeah. Okay.
And then it will fly the rest of the way over here at 0 elevation. And Mitz will make an attack of opportunity. Club.
Let's go.
Fucking. I
Let's
mean, it's only 2
go.
damage, but he's doing it. All right. Your familiar is now going to take the help action to push our dearly beloved sinking cleric closer to the shore. The boat and the jellyfish will all act. Mitz is also going to act, dropping the club into the boat and moving to the rear of the boat as everyone yell. What are you yelling at, Mitz, party? What are the commands?
Hold the anchor. Turn the boat.
All right. Turn the boat, drop the anchor.
Yep.
Okay, well, Mitz will throw the anchor overboard. The boat will move some distance. And the jellyfish will move. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bloop. And I do believe Ostigan will make the first death save. And it's a pass. Okay.
What about the lady?
She will do it on her initiative, yeah. Azu number 1 is going to fly and gain some elevation. It will go here, and then it has 40 feet of height it can gain. Or 16, 20, yeah, it can gain 40 feet of elevation, and so it will do so, and it will go up to 40 feet. Cassian.
Am I able to get off this boat or jump to land?
Well, there's a rock right here. You could try to jump off the boat onto the rock and onto land. I would call it an acrobatics check. Or athletics or acrobatics, I think. No, it's acrobatics. It's definitely acrobatics. It's a lot more balancing to do that. If you just want to land on the rock, I would say it's DC 12. If you want to jump from rock to land, I say DC 14.
Okay.
Which one are you going to do?
Rock to land.
Rock to land. DC 14, acrobatics check. You get
In the
to the
water.
rock and slip and fall.
Now
Wait,
I'm gonna use my movement to go up.
you have... Bless doesn't give advantage on ability checks, does it?
Actually, it's all skill checks that gives you 1d4.
Oh, I should have had a D4 on mine, but it wouldn't have made a difference. But it might have
Roll
saved me
saving
on the
throw.
athletics check.
It's attack roll or saving throw. No.
You rolled a
Okay.
15 against the 21, was it?
Yeah, yeah. But then the 7 could have technically
Okay.
been 11.
Cassian,
Well, I
are
don't
you...
get effects.
You're also in heavy armor, right? Or plate armor
Yeah.
of some kind? Okay.
I'm near
and-
the shore, so I'm gonna just try and walk up because that's
yeah, well,
what this
give
is,
me
right?
an athletics check to make it to the shore because it is just deep black water below you.
Okay, one sec. Okay. Athletics here. 21.
There you go. You can make it to shore and pull yourself out, but it'll take your whole turn to get there, and to stand up is fine. All right. The next Kazu will. Oof, the prey is currently covered. It wants to get the people that Mitz is standing on. And so this one is just going to go here and climb 70 feet. Mott will make her first death save.
20.
And she'll pass. It'll be okay for now. Next Kazu is going to dive bomb the hobgoblin. Oh no, we have to climb to do that. Unfortunate. So it'll climb to. It'll go to here and climb 60, 80, 40 feet. Actually, I think this one only got up to 35 feet. 40 feet. Okay. There we go. Ethan will, I don't know, take a shot at the nearby Kazu. Miss. Cypher. It's not going well. Quarter of the party's down. Quarter of the party's in the water.
If I want to exchange the bow for a sword, that's like a full action, right?
You can drop the bow and you can draw the sword. You can drop the bow for free. You can draw a sword as a free action. Actually, you have the dual wielding fighting style, don't you? Yeah, so you can draw both your weapons as part of your attack. That's fine.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna leave the boat actually. I think what Cassian doing is fucking stupid. I think best I can do is keep shooting Kazu. For now, I think I'd like to shoot this one.
Alrighty. Roll to hit.
Here, let me think 1 second. I think this is the best thing I can do. Yeah. Okay. 22. 6.
Excellent. Second attack is a miss.
Did I roll 22 into 7 twice in a row? I think I might have. Okay.
Right. That Kazu's.
I'll stay here.
Okay. This one is going to move ahead a little bit and is going to climb up to 40 feet and prepare for its next dive bomb. Steermere, you are sinking in the water. There is a fish pushing on your bottom, lifting you by your fanny.
So can the fish get me out? Because, I mean, I don't want to sign my own death warrant here, but I'm looking at the attachments that you gave us when we started the campaign. It says if your weight's twice your strength, you can't swim. And
You
my
can't
weight's
swim.
well beyond
Yes.
that.
But you are lucky because this is a narrow part of the river. You don't need to swim. You need to climb. You just need to be able to grab on, find the rock in the dark where you can't quite see it, and then be able to scramble it up. So it would be an athletics check to scale the
How far have I
slippery,
fallen?
slimy.
In the last 6 seconds.
Probably like 40 feet.
Okay. 13.
13
With
is enough.
advantage.
Oh yeah, make an
With
advantage.
advantage,
Yeah.
Okay. 14.
Yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah.
So no significant bonus here, but you can go ahead and ascend. Your move speed is 30. You half it when climbing. Underwater climbing on slipperiness is probably a wash, so we'll get you to 10 feet below the surface.
Can I
Not that you
dash?
necessarily know. I don't think we can dash while climbing. Did we add? Was that in the rules?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Dash action 5A. You gain extra movement for the current turn.
Yeah, I
So,
think by rules as written, you can climb dash, but I thought we might have made an adjustment, but I don't think so.
Rules are written, I think it's just like dash just doubles your movement speed, and then you use it on climbing, swimming, jumping, whatever.
Yeah.
a
think-
character may only dash once per round, regardless of the source of the dash. That's it.
All right.
That's all
Well,
it says in
go
the rest
ahead. I
rules.
guess you can dash climb, so you can climb a wall. You can climb 30 feet of a wall in 6 seconds. Anyone else
mean-
feel like climbing 10 meters in 6 seconds is an unreasonable amount of distance?
Well, in the water, you get more purchase, right? So you're because you're essentially more buoyant.
But it's
But this applies outside of the water too.
But climbing rate is halved, so it's 30 feet, right? In
It would
6
be
seconds.
it'd be 30 feet in 6 seconds, which is just shy of 10 meters.
Yeah. I mean,
You ever see those videos of bears like scaling trees? They go up. So when
That's
bears
true.
are dashing, they go up like 60 feet in like 3 seconds.
I would give a bear a climb dash action. I don't think a human gets to dash while they're climbing.
I think a drowning human panicking, they could scale pretty quick. Especially if they're underwater, they're going fast.
all right, fine.
It's easier to move your body underwater, like because he just has to grab this cliff and like pull hard, and like his actual weight would be much less compared to in air.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he
you
said
think
that the
it's in
wall
air?
is slippy and it's a wash.
The wall is slippery. He's got a shield on. There.
Shield should have stopped me falling this far.
He's also
Yeah.
a cleric of the tides, so like he's in his element, man.
Yeah.
He is. I don't think you can climb dash though. I think climb dash is a weird thing, and we will
Can
not
I get
abide
out
it.
with my action next turn? Am I gripped
Absolutely.
onto the wall now? I'm not falling. So next turn I
You
can
are
take an
gripped.
action.
You're not falling. You can climb out with. You're only 10 feet below the surface. So next round you will get to the surface, and then you'll be prone.
Is he still,
Well, actually, you
is
can
his
use half your movement to stand up.
concentration
You'll be fine.
Does he still have the storm cloud above?
So concentration only talks about damage, and then says, I think in some circumstances the DM may ask for a check to maintain concentration.
I'd forgotten
Usually-
about the concentration of the spell. I think falling into water might warrant a concentration check, but once you're
That's
in the
fair.
water, I don't think you need it anymore. So go ahead and just give me that DC 10 Constitution saving throw, and you have advantage because you're a warcaster, right?
I think
As
that
well
I
as
think
blood.
Warcaster only says against concentration due to damage.
Ooh, that is a major bummer, but you pass anyway. So
Yeah.
it doesn't even matter. All right. You're getting close. Kazu over here has finally climbed, and it is going to dive and try to knock this guy into the water. But one Falchion attack is a crit for 16 and 10, 26 damage against our new
Can it really
fighter.
dive and attack? So like, can it really shove and attack?
So when you shove, if you have multi-attack, if you can make multiple attacks, you can replace any one of your attacks with a shove. And so these guys are making a swiping sword, a swiping attack with their
And then like a kick?
sword, and then like their back legs are clawing for damage. So they're replacing the
so-
back legs with the like sort of grab and knock you over.
So explain to me what it's doing.
It is diving onto. Who is
It's
this?
not
This
an
is
iron grip.
That's not you, it's Ethan, I think.
It's not a
Oh,
slicer.
no, this is not Ethan. This is Cypher Quickclaw.
Cypher.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it dives onto Cypher, has advantage because it's diving, crits Cypher, and is about to shove him into the water as well. So Cypher, please take yourself. Is that
How much
26
damage is that?
damage?
26.
Oh God, max
Oh,
on.
also the audience doesn't know this.
dice.
I rolled fucking dog shit HP on this.
Yeah, you did.
Actually, it's
Yeah.
actually insane how bad the HP rolls on this character were.
It
I have
is.
33 HP. I think the range was like somewhere between 25 and like 70 or some shit that I could have gotten. Anyway,
Yeah.
26 damage.
And give me a athletics or acrobatics check as this guy tries to shove you and only gets a 10. And is going to end up over here. Yeah, you pass. You don't fall into the water. You're Gucci. All right. Iron Grip the Jailer. What's going on, Iron Grip? There's a lot of monsters. They're everywhere. Your people are falling into water or jumping onto shore or falling unconscious.
I think. Can I push past? What's his name?
Totally.
Cypher to get to the top of the boat to get closer to both
100%.
of these guys and level 3 cast hold person on these two guys.
Absolutely.
All right, yeah, I will push past, go to their level 3 cast hold person, DC 14 spell save on both.
Yeah. 1, 2. One pass, one fail. This one over here is going to be held, and the second one is not. I will let them fall on their turn. I don't know. I don't know when to resolve fall damage.
All damage.
I think
On that turn.
you fall
Probably on
500
theirs
feet a
because of their
second or something.
movement.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, you should do it on the turn that he falls, which is now.
Okay, let's just do it now then.
Yeah.
He falls from the sky. Roll me 4d6 falling damage for this Kazu.
Well, if you do it now, he's gonna get his attack, right?
14.
Kaboom.
Super nice. It still has to. It'll still be paralyzed on its turn.
Oh, it doesn't undo it with damage?
It's
No.
a concentration spell that just lasts a minute. If you
Yeah.
fail, I think.
Right. Next, Kazu will fly forward and climb an altitude. And the familiar is still helping Nick. And the boat is going to move forward and just sort of like bump into land as Mitz is desperately trying. Like the anchor falls into the water, but it doesn't hit the bottom because Mitz, the anchor's not deep enough. And Mitz is going to, since we're just hitting the land, is going to try to stabilize. Not the healer, but actually, Mitz is going to try and stabilize the healer. That's what you do.
Be smart.
And we'll fail.
Dumb fuck.
Fucking Mitz. Useless crap. Right. Next Kazu that has finally gotten up to its height is gonna move and then dive bomb you, Cassian.
Good.
With an attack at advantage. Is a crit for 21, and the claws are a hit for 7, so 29 total, and then you get an attack of opportunity as it flies past you.
For open mastery, 15 for 18 damage.
Oof. That's about half its HP right there. And Cassian, you'll take its turn. It has moved beyond you, and it's about 10 feet in the air right now, which is still within striking range for you.
Yeah,
I would have
go-
also told Cassian that when I've held someone, he will automatically do massive damage.
I'll either go to one of these. Yeah? Is that fine?
Those are all acceptable spaces.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go over there. I'm going to Fighting Spirit. This is gonna give me advantage on my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 5 extra bonus HP.
Excellent.
And here come the attacks. Great Weapon Mastery on the flying one.
Mm-hmm.
19
Hits.
for 19.
Almost kills it.
Great Weapon Mastery again on the flying one.
On the flying one or the held one?
The flying one. I missed.
Whoosh.
I'm gonna Action Surge.
Uh-huh.
Great Weapon Mastery again on the flying one.
Whoosh.
And Great Weapon Mastery again on the flying one.
Whop.
Dead.
And it is obliterated. It is cut into half and falls to the ground dead.
Do you get another attack when you kill something?
And then he crits.
Or is that when you crit? Yeah, that's
no,
why I was saying if you
actually
attack.
do get another attack technically when I
does.
kill something. So I'm gonna attack the thing on the ground, just with my regular attack.
But
20?
is it a bonus action to do that?
Is it? Yeah, I think you're right. It is.
Yeah, and the fighting
Yeah, so I
spirit's a
don't get
bonus
that
action
because
too.
I'm fighting it. Yeah, Fighting Spirit.
All right.
Fair.
Next, Kazu is held. It does literally nothing, and on the end of its turn, it gets to repeat its save, which is a fail. Mott, the healer, is going to make another death save.
20.
Ooh, natural 1. She will fail 2 saves. And Kazu, that is right here, is I think this one is just going to dive bomb the hobgoblin in the front with a Falchion. 13 is a miss. Claws 24 will hit you for 7 points of damage.
I'll
and it
shield.
will.
To block that attack, I have +5 AC for 23, right? Oh,
It's a 24 to
Never
hit,
mind,
yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
You know, yeah. And
So
the
I roll a
Kazu's here.
con save
Yes.
for
DC 10. Totally
I rolled it.
fine.
Yeah.
Ethan will go, shooting the one that just attacked you with the short bow. 13. Ethan will shoot it in the back for 6 points of damage. And Cypher, you are low on the hit points.
I don't give a fuck.
Now, missile fire is not your expertise. You're not a missile fighter by trade, right?
Yeah, time to kill all these guys. I can make this movement like, can I move to here?
Yeah, you can do that, no problem.
Okay. Let's see. I'll strike the Kazu, who is.
Well, this one's 40 feet in the air, so you can't reach this one.
Yeah. So I'll only strike the one who is held.
And you have advantage because he is paralyzed, I believe.
Wait, isn't it? Do I not automatically
Disadvantage
crit
or
this guy?
auto-crit?
It's if you hit, you auto crit, but you have advantage on the attack.
I have
Yeah.
advantage on the attack. Okay. So.
Will my Great Weapon Mastery crit then? Or no?
You
Yes.
didn't hit him.
No,
But if
just
you-
in the future.
Oh, yeah, totally. 12. Yes, because on our custom rules, you do not get your dexterity bonus when you're paralyzed. And so that drops their AC down to 11. So that is a hit, and that is a crit.
Therefore crit, and I have savage attacks. So, but that means
That-
I roll
Plus another 2d8.
exactly. 1 second, sorry. My fucking keyboard's going for it.
That's minus the 8. This is minus the 11, and that Kazu is dead.
And then bonus action, second wind, heal for, I believe,
D10 plus 5.
yes. So for 9.
9. All right. The next Kazu is up. It already has the height that it needs. 2 of its flock are dead. 1 is driven away. There were 7 to begin with. There are only 4 remaining. They're supposed to be picking off easy prey, and there are 2 people who are essentially dead here. And so this Kazu is going to attempt to just grab one and have at least 1 piece of meat before it takes off. So it is going to come and
Brutal.
just try to. I don't know how you grab. I think it's probably like an auto. I think it has advantage on the claw attack. 18 will indeed grab Ostigan, and it's going to fly away.
Two
with
attacks of
Ostigan.
opportunity? Or at least one. Ethan
Mitts
doesn't
will
have a gun.
club. Yep,
Get
and
'em.
hit.
Yes, sir.
Piece of shit, Mitt. And actually forgot to do Ostigan's last death save.
Are you sure this person was able to climb after doing the grab?
No, I haven't
Yeah, would this
taken away
Kazu be
the.
encumbered?
It is. It's not going to be able to climb nearly to the same capacity. So it is going to end its turn here just above the height. You just like flying above the ground, maybe even dragging Ostigan behind him, who has taken. That's supposed to be a d20, not a d10.
I forgot to add some flavor roleplay to when I killed that Kazu that I'd like to add because we're introducing a new character.
Yes.
As she's done so many times before with a held target, as her sword pierces through the heart of this Kazu, she will pull its face with her hand and kneel down to it a little bit and whisper something in its ear and pull the sword back out and let it drop down.
Oh, what do you whisper?
Perception check.
Well, it's a whisper in the middle of combat. I don't know. You have an 18 because you don't actually have advantage on this, so
No, I don't actually care.
Yeah, I don't think you hear.
20.
I don't think you hear. Steermere, buddy, you make it.
Climb out. Wait, you don't need another save, no?
No, you're good. You breach the surface. You pull yourself to the feet. You have but 5 feet of movement remaining, and your action.
This situation over here, it kind of looks like he's dragging the guy behind him. Is that what's happening?
That
Or
is
he
exactly
directly
what's
below?
happening.
Then I will target my core lightning in front of him to only hit the Kaza.
All right.
For 15 damage. DC 15 deck save.
18. They will take half, which we round up is 8 damage. Right. This next Kazu is gonna have to climb, so we're gonna move here and we're gonna climb 30, 40 feet. Iron Grip.
Yeah, seeing one of our members getting dragged off for meat, Iron Grip will turn and say, "Hey, that's my meat," and then walk to the end of the boat. I assume I can get over to here.
Yeah. 30 feet. You
one
can get
back.
to here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm standing on this person's body, I assume.
Yeah.
And then looking at this creature, I'm trying to decide: should I magic missile it or should I hold person it?
Great question.
I feel like if I'm going to overcast magic missile, I'm going to cast it level 2.
All right. 4d4 plus 4.
Iron Grip does not, by the way, just to be clear, Iron Grip does not know the meaning of conserving spell slots. He is just like level 2 spell, level 3
Nice.
spell. He literally goes like from the top of the list to the bottom. He just
Nice.
unloads his spell
Fucking
slots
goes.
from.
Makes sense for like an arena fighter, right? Where
Mhm.
like you will be recharged after every round. Yeah.
So I'm going to fire a magic missile. You want me to roll 4 of them? 'Cause it's
3d4
level 2?
plus 3 on top of that.
Add 3 more.
It's like
3d4
r slash
plus
3d4
3?
plus 3. Yeah.
Would it not be 44 if I'm casting at level 2? Is that
Already
how
cast-
You've already got the
But you
long
already-
roll, right?
Oh, no, it would be. Yeah, so the total is 44 plus 4, but you already rolled a 3. So the other.
So it's 3d3 plus 3 plus 3.
There we go.
14
Nice.
damage total? So blast him.
Whoa, that's not right.
No.
That is absolutely not right.
Oh, no, he's
no,
dead.
I can't
He's done.
undo it.
He's done. He's dead.
Oh,
Well
fuck. What was their
Fucking-
Oh, no.
well
what was
done,
the
me.
HP?
Well,
It was 11 because he's dead.
Well, what did you actually do, Neil? Did you set him to
Well, I did
-11?
minus 14 period, and it just set it at negative 14.
Ah, fuck.
He's
And
dead.
I
Well,
think
do they all
it
have the
was-
same HP? Because he
They
was
all
on
had
full
a
health until I
max
did
of-
8.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they had all taken some amount of damage, but okay, I'll believe you.
I
You'd
don't
taken
think
8?
this one had taken damage.
He had taken 3 damage from the opportunity attack and then 8 damage from
Right.
Styrmere.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
think maybe he had been hit once
-8.
by a bow attack.
Yeah, I think he had because minus 3, he was definitely in his mid 30s for HP. So I'm just going to call it 34, and then we'll take the 14 from you and come down to 20.
Okay.
I maintained that he was dead, and that was the correct decision.
You know, this one still full HP. This one's gonna come over and grab the meat, and the two of them are going to work together. You know, the man between their claws and fly him away on their turn. Familiar is doing nothing. I think Familiar's chilling. Boat and Jellyfish. Jellyfish are just around. They seem to be liking moving towards the boat. They seem to notice the disturbances in the water and head in that direction. Mitz on the end round is also going to try to mend her wounds one more time, and he will
Nice.
keep the healer from dying.
What about the boatman? Is he?
Stabilize her.
Oh, right. He's currently being flown away by monsters.
Carried off. Right, but he does make a death save right now. 1d20 is a pass. How horrible would that be to come to consciousness while you're being hauled away by giant birdmen?
Yeah, but he's got hours before he wakes up.
Not if he rolls a 20.
Oh, yeah, true.
All right, Cassian.
I move here with a dash, and when they run away, I'm gonna get an attack of opportunity.
You moved here.
Yeah.
Okay, there is this is a rise. You know, this is a pretty big. You could go around, or if you wanted to go up here, it would take some amount of climbing. I would need an athletics check, probably like DC 10, but then the climb itself would take some of your movement.
You're ruining my AOE anyway, so you're better off going
Alright,
going there.
Can I get to here if I pass the athletics check?
Yes.
Okay, here you
DC
go.
10 athletics check.
Easy.
Not a problem. You get there. Mott is stable. She needs no additional anythings. Kazu is going to come over here and gain some elevation. Ethan is gonna
Shoot him.
shoot the wounded one. 23 is a hit. For 9.
That's a good roll.
Good job, Ethan. Cypher Quick Claw. You've dispatched one. The others are flying away with your guide and your boatman.
I mean,
I'm gonna kill the wounded one, I think.
yeah. Is that enough movement?
You'll have to make a DC 10 athletics check to climb that cliff, but yes, then you can get adjacent to it, but not make an
athletics.
attack.
That's even an advantage. Yeah.
Not be at advantage. I think
Yeah.
your two weapons in hand become a problem as you try to scramble up the cliff, and like one of the blades comes back towards your face, and you have to, drop down to avoid being self-slashed.
She couldn't have done acrobatics instead.
I do suppose climbing is athletics or acrobatics. Do you have a higher acrobatics than
Yeah, it's a
athletics?
dex.
I have
Dex.
higher athletics.
Oh, I thought you were a dex fighter.
Oh wait, is it? Oh yeah. So the check would have been better, right?
It would have been
What's your
one
acrobatics?
better. It would have been no. You did athletics. You are higher in athletics than you are acrobatics. This is perfect.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Okay. This Kazu sort of has to delay its turn to this one's as they fly together. Steermere.
All right, well, I call lightning these two and avoid hitting the boatman.
Isn't the boatman within 5 feet as well?
Yeah, but not if I target the point like
But isn't
here.
that 5 feet?
Oh, he's doing the meme again.
They're all
do
within
it
5 feet
here.
of each other. There is no safe spot.
That's
Take
not
a
true.
square.
These two are more forward.
Yeah, but it's all within 5 feet of this middle square.
Nick,
Otherwise,
just do this guy, and I'll kill this guy. Let him have this.
Call lightning the guy at the bottom. I already let him have a lot. The ritual circle, fucking 12 damage.
it looks like the party's going to win this battle materially, but I can hear the defeat in your voices.
Yes,
I can
because
hear the pain and suffering, and I'm going to declare this a moral victory for the DM. Because I might not have defeated the party in actuality, but I have broken their spirits. This Kazu will morale check. Low is good in this situation, although I should probably invert the roles. So this guy's chill and is come on. We don't have enough room to dive. We're gonna come right over here for no particular reason. Iron Grip the Jailer.
You didn't make a dex save for that Kazu, by the way.
Didn't I?
You might only take 6 damage, not 12.
Oh, I made a wisdom instead of dex.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, he's going to fail, presumably.
Well, we should keep the dice.
I will
Unless
keep
he's
the
got
dice. It would
+6.
only be one higher. No, yeah, it's still a fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to take 12.
So what is the current battle situation, right? So if I'm overviewing the battle here, I see 2 Kazu are dead, 1 has fled, which means 3 of the 7 that attacked us are down. 1 is
Yes.
about to die,
Yes.
and another is heavily wounded. What are the intentions of these 2 Kazu that I see?
Well, they spent their turn repositioning. One of them was already in the air and repositioned to here. The other one gained altitude after its last swooping dive and ended its turn right over here. So neither of them are actively fleeing, but neither of them are actively attacking. They're either setting themselves up for next round or they're surveying the situation.
Yeah, I'll cast Magic Missile at level 2.
On
the
which
guy
one?
dragging this one.
Oh, all right.
So I'll just basically do the same thing I did. I'll just roll the dice.
Yeah, just roll the dice.
4d4 plus 4.
Yeah. Just like a good
Alright.
healing potion.
Now, am I helping for a 20 here? 13.
Nowhere near it, but that is a wounded Kazu. So this one is going to make a morale check. It will fail. You know what? Actually, it was going to be fleeing anyway with this. The 2 of them are dragging this guy away. That will provoke an attack of opportunity on this one for MrMouton.
Very nice. Here you go with the great weapon mastery. I just need to hit it.
Hit!
Yes. 23.
And absurd damage. The Kazu falls to the ground dead. The other one, who is well below half HP, I don't think at that low HP it's going to do a great job of hauling the other one, the dude. And so as he leaves the square, he lets go of Ostigan and flies off on his own. And just fucks off. Familiar chills. Jellyfish does nothing. I guess they just get a little bit closer to the boat. And Mitz does nothing. Mitz is chill. Cassian.
Let me look at the map real quick, because I don't think I can do anything. Can I pull off the...
Oh, that's the other thing. Ostigan has to make a death save.
Yeah, oh yeah, true.
Or 2 fails, 2 passes.
Cassian will look to go and attack the other guy, realize he's too far, and he's going to go up here, and he's going to do a medicine check, wisdom saving throw? for
Medicine
Ostigan?
check.
I don't think I have medicine. Oh. Yeah, I did. Here you go.
Oh,
I don't know how to do it. And I will bonus action second wind.
Have a
excellent.
rummage around in his stomach.
Right.
D10 plus 5.
Everyone else has fled. These 2 Kazu are, well, this one at least is not going to. He's pretty badly wounded. This one's going to chill and is going to take off, going away. No point in dying for this. Ethan will make one last short bow attack at the nearby one. Ooh, hitting it for 8. Ethan,
Nice.
highest damage dealer in the party? I don't know. Cypher Quick Claw. The enemies are fleeing. There's only one that's even remotely close, and it's on the other side of the
Cypher,
river.
I don't know how to save him.
Do I?
If you can make a DC 10 athletics check to get there, you can make a DC 10 medicine check to save him. But it's
Okay,
2
wait,
checks.
so-
Flops out of the water at maximum speed to take the help action.
All right.
Your,
Wait, so
your boatman's life is in your hands.
yeah, let's do some athletics. Fuck it. Wait, so if my dex is higher than my strength, why am I doing athletics? Is it
You're
just...
not.
be
Your strength
trained
is
in
higher than your
athletics.
dex.
Oh, is it? Okay, I'm just
Your
dumb.
strength is 17. Your dex is 14.
Did we really do that?
Did you mess your character up?
I feel like. Okay.
check.
Well, you're
have to
using
check that.
long swords for weapons, and that's why you have higher strength. Because otherwise, you wouldn't be able to use your. You'd have lower attacks with your long swords.
Something like that. Yeah, fuck it. Okay, let's do some fucking athletics then. Hell yeah. Boom. There you go.
Easy
Nice.
peasy.
Fucking jump up because Cypher from failing the climb earlier is actually extremely embarrassed.
Could be.
But which motivated her to jump up here with ease. And then what do you need for me to save this guy?
DC 10 medicine check.
Fuck me. There you go.
Oh. All right.
Nice.
He's gonna make it.
Saved.
He's gonna make it. Steermere.
I
It's your
blast
turn.
the
Did you move
Kazu.
your token somewhere? Weren't you
Yeah,
right
I moved
here?
him a few. Well, I had a turn last turn that I could have moved.
Oh, okay. Well, because it was that the Kazu lined itself up where you were positioned after you had taken your turn.
Right, cool. Well, I
Right.
moved now. So,
Okay, cool.
yeah. And then I call lightning him.
This one. Right.
Boom!
Yes.
Roast his ass.
It's going to be a 23. 19.
Pass the save will take 10 points of damage. And now that you're no longer in a good shove position and this is enough, this Kazu is just going to flee. And the battle is over
Really
as
going to
the
shove me right
birds-
back into the
He
jellyfish
was.
as well, weren't you?
What? No. Okay. The Kazu flee. Few of them lie dead. The others fled. Your people are all alive, but 2 are seriously wounded. 2 are mildly wounded. The boat is pulled up onto the shore accidentally, so just drifted into the rocks.
I will get back onto the boat. Can I get help to get back onto the boat?
Yeah, eventually you can maneuver the boat in a way that you can get on without risking falling into the water.
Yeah,
That's
so
fine.
I'll spend a level 1 spell slot to cure wounds the healer.
Droll Razors will make his way over here and begin
10.
casting Tiny Hut
Tiny Hut.
to
Mm-hmm.
give us an area of protection. He'll find like somewhere open, maybe like right here. It's like a 20-foot radius or something, or diameter or something, right?
Perfect.
He will also be singing cheerfully about meat and that we're going to be eating Birdman tonight.
I feel like we should do a check for the boat, Neil, to see how badly damaged it was.
I was gonna get to that. Yeah, I'm glad you called it out first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are we missing a person?
Will I
Oh.
heal the healer, right?
Yeah,
you
here
made
it
the
is.
healer hide, yeah, I think.
There we go. All right, so the healer gains 10 hit
10.
points.
And then he can heal the boatsman.
Yes, she can.
She.
Right. But we're out in the Badlands still. It's a foreboding, desolate land. It's not a great spot. And as we can see here, it's a dangerous place. This is why there's not a lot of trade up and down the Badlands zone. Mott, the healer, comes to consciousness, looks to the party, sees that she is alive, looks to her wounds and can see the telltale signs of magical healing, and will kind of sit up in the direction of Steermere and say, Great Mother herself has brought you to me. It is fate. It is destiny
Of
that
course.
we are in each other's hands.
Don't strain yourself too much. Let me help you with your wounds, and I'll bandage up the rest of her wounds. I have medicine trained, so 17.
Cypher will insist on having a combat debriefing, where we talk about exactly what kind of strategies we employed, what we did, what happened in the battle, what went wrong, and what we can do better next time. This is something that she always does with Rolf Razor. After battles, she thinks that this is an essential part of being a combatant and a fighter. And every time we do this kind of combat, we would talk about this, and she will talk about how she feels like she could have had better opportunities to use, or she wishes she had better opportunities to use long-range weapons, but that's not her expertise, and that it seemed like the range advantage that the enemies were having kind of put us at a great disadvantage here, as well as the fact that we should have protected the person who we didn't want to fall in the water from falling in the water better.
Agreed. I think that something we might be able to employ next time is maybe flaming arrows for these birdmen. I don't know how we'd exactly do it, but I think we could come up with an idea.
Don't start Neil on flaming arrows.
Flaming arrows are a myth, Slayer of Cassius.
Really?
We've tried it many times in the arena. They always go out when you loose them.
Interesting. Well, I could have used my bow. Could have used my bow sooner. I was trying to protect you, Steermere, but it didn't end up working out.
Yeah, it didn't do much of a good job. The thing pushed me right over.
Your fat head was in the way.
Mott will use her healer's kit on Cassian and restore 10 HP to you.
Thank you.
And then again on Quick Claw and restore
Healer's
13
kit
HP
or
to
spells?
Healer's
Jesus,
kit.
this kid.
Yeah, she's got a kit and a feat, and so she gives 13 to Quick Claw, and everyone else seems well. She'll do to herself as well,
Not bad.
and she will also to Ostigan.
Okay, I will go with Ostigan to look at the ship, since I was, my ship's cleric. I know I'm not an expert carpenter or anything, but I'm
It's also
probably
due
more
to-
qualified than everyone else.
Ethan.
Jesus Christ, she sucks at fucking rolling.
Yeah, she does. But +9 is a solid modifier.
I'll go over there and help you.
Yeah.
By just being your bodyguard.
You can probably lift this up so we can get a look underneath the hull.
Sure. Do you want a strength check?
I do.
21.
Nice.
Yeah, you easily lift the front of the boat, and Greenzerg, because you are the ship cleric,
Yes.
I want you to roll me 2d10 for how bad. No, I'm sorry, 1d20 for how bad the damage on the boat is. High is less damage, low is more damage.
Oh, good. Well, I'm perfectly positioned to make this roll. 13.
All right, it's somewhere in the middle. You can see that it has run aground and that the front of the bow has cracked somewhat. It doesn't look like it's going to be crippling damage. It might leak a little bit. It's enough that you can bail it out. You probably don't need to be constantly bailing out, but every 10 minutes, someone's going to need to bail out a little bit. Due to the way the boat is shaped, it's going to be the person in the middle whose job it is to do the bailing. You do have a lot of supplies, judging by what you have on hand, because you've just equipped this outfit, this mission. You figure if you can take about a day to apply, to add tar, to bind things back together, to make a quick seal, and then to let everything dry. If you spend a day here, you can make a ship's builder's check to patch the hole.
Otherwise,
check-
someone's
what
going to have
check
to be
is that?
bailing out water.
Otherwise,
check is
every
just-
10 minutes, someone has to bucket out water. It probably won't be a problem. Probably won't even be a problem in combat situations, but if there's any,
Yeah,
long
but it's one step
term-
closer to full-on sinking, isn't it?
It is true. That
Probably
means if
nice
you do
it's
run
nice
into,
to fit the boat,
yeah,
to fix the boat. So this shipwrights check, what
it
would
would be dexterity plus proficiency.
proficiency in what?
Oh, you're not proficient in ship's rights tools.
I mean, maybe I am. Oh, it's like a tool. It's like an
It's a
actual
tool.
is it?
Yeah, it's a tool.
We
I've
would have
got -1
brought
dex,
basic repair
so-
supplies, right?
Yeah, that was just why he's able to make the check to begin
But
with.
somebody
but he'll
else would be
still-
better equipped to make the
Probably
check
us
just for
again.
having higher dex.
We could also do the help action, like I feel like to give us advantage, or is
But you
that-
would need to be proficient in the tools to make that advantage, to give assistance.
I think we get whoever has the highest check, then I can cast guidance on them consistently. I know it's a longer than 1 minute check, Neil, but if I keep casting guidance on them during the whole time, I feel
is
like,
guidance a cantrip?
yeah, and it gives them an extra d4. So,
I don't feel comfortable with guidance being used to give bonuses on things that take hours or like all day.
even
to
if
make.
I'm going to stand there the whole time consistently casting it. Because that's going to be a pretty rare situation. It's not, I don't think that's necessarily like a slippery slope.
I think that would happen anytime we ever run into pretty much anything. Then though.
Yeah, Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of disagree, like, because there's nothing else to do here. Like, in normal circumstances, I'm not going to stand there for 6 hours casting guidance every 6 seconds, or every minute.
I kind of agree with what Nick is saying, but I do think the spell says like once before the spell ends. Like I think any check that can't be done within the duration of a single cast feels like you're stretching a little bit here.
Yeah, any action that takes more than a minute to cast cannot be covered by guidance.
So what's the DC on this check?
You rolled a 13 on the damage for the boat. High was good, low was bad. So it is a mild DC 7 check.
Okay, so who's got the highest dex in the party?
That would probably be. I've got +2.
I
Okay.
have +1.
I think
So
Michelle
what
might have
about
+3.
what about Ostigan?
Ostigan has 10, however, Ethan has 17 dex.
Okay, so Ethan needs a 4. I think it's worth waiting the day to fix the boat if he only needs a 4 to fix it.
Yeah. Plus, I can ritual
Can
cast Tiny
Ethan do
Hook,
it
so
though?
we're
Does
protected.
he have the proficiency in it?
He is
No.
not proficient in ship's rights tools, so he doesn't
That's
get
why
his
he only
proficiency
gets-
mod.
Yeah, he only gets the +3 from dex, but if he only needs a 7, then
You can stand
He
there and
needs
sort of
to.
yell at him about how to do it because you have the basic concept of the knowledge of what to do. Otherwise, everyone would just be standing around scratching their butts. So, someone make me a D20 +3 for Ethan's dex check. Nick, since
Nick
this is
do it.
your
yeah, I'll do it.
zone, and since you're the most likely to roll a 1,
Sure.
Yeah, 10.
You got it.
all right. Within 24 hours, the boat will be repaired, but you're going to be stuck here in the Badlands for that period of time
Yeah.
With our
I have
tiny
a-
hut.
with your
I
tiny
have a couple
hut.
of questions about Tiny Hook. Am I able to like leave it? How far can I walk away from it?
I think Tiny Hut ends if you leave it, right? All other
doesn't
creatures. No way. Might just be the second edition version.
I think it just stays, right? And anyone who is in it when I cast it can just freely leave it for 8 hours. It doesn't say there's a triggering condition for it to fail.
Oh, the spell ends if you leave the area. Second sentence.
Ah, okay, so I have to stay in here.
Yeah. So it's a good
Yeah.
nighttime activity, but not so much all day chilling. Then again, it
Yep.
only takes 10 minutes to cast, so
I cast it just to give us somewhere safe, because
Mhm.
it prevents people from seeing us and knowing our numbers and stuff.
Such
So
a
I'll stay
powerful
inside.
ritual spell to be able to ritual up.
it is.
Oh, the high level versions ritual as well. Like if they have them in 5e, like the mansion one and stuff like that.
Oh. Well, our
Make one
party.
where you make like a Marriott fucking hotel.
That would be great for like a traveling circus type situation. if
Oh,
like
yeah.
the wizard just like creates the tent out of the ground or something.
Yeah.
The one in second edition, I think it's a 5th level or 6th level spell. You create like a mansion, and if you cast like a bunch of other spells at the same time, you can get like multiple unseen servants to act as butlers. You can have like a huge feast when you summon it as well. It can host like 40 people.
Sick.
There's loads of cool stuff you can do with it.
Like Mordenkaiser's fucking house, right, or something?
Yeah, is it Mordenkainen?
I can't remember.
What's the name before the tiny hut?
Leomund's?
Mordenkainen.
Leomund.
Leomund's. I think it's like
Leomund and then
Leomund's
there's another-
Magnificent Mansion or something.
Oh,
like
that might be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as our party begins to make their tiny hut and drag the boat up onto the shore for repairs, making sure to leave the jellyfish in the water and not let them, get anywhere near the party, we're going to take one
I
more
give
look
a-
up. Yeah?
I give a thumbs up to the jellyfish though, because it didn't fuck with us.
Yeah.
Can I try to message the jellyfish with a cantrip?
With the message cantrip?
Yeah.
Message, put it in chat.
Let me see. Because I wanted to
Isn't
ask
it
them
what-
if they want meat. I'd be like, you want meat?
There's no way it's going to
Um,
bypass languages, so cantrip, surely.
Yeah, so it would be the same as talking to them directly. They don't inherently understand. They hear
would
the
know
message
that you tried to reach out, though.
and can reply in a whisper.
Does a
Wait,
jellyfish
does it reply in a
whisper in my ear?
jellyfish whisper?
Jellyfish does not speak any languages. It's intelligent, but there's no language.
Damn.
Bummer. Well, while our party is examining the jellyfish and the surrounding area and the tiny hut, and the hobgoblin is butchering the flying bird man for food, we revisit for livers, yes. We revisit our 2 dead player characters up in Haven, up on this tropical island, who is looking in at a water pool, a pool formed by like a natural pool at the base of a little creek that runs through, and part of the creek runs into this pool and the rest of the creek runs away, and the little pool is nice and still, and it's one of those areas where you can look down to the world. And the 2 of you are there, and you can see the party in the Badlands, almost killed by jellyfish and flying bird men, victorious but emotionally broken. And is this why they call it the Badlands? Our dead players?
Almost certainly. Vasher would be like, he's kind of in like, how to describe this? Like someone watching football at home. Like he's watching and he's like, no, attack that one. No, go for him. No, what are you doing? What is this hobgoblin doing? How did he fail that spell? He's like, get in the game. Quit Cypher.
Yeah, I think Roy is very, very intensely looking. He's very emotionally invested as well, but not in the sense of directing the battle, but more, like one might be at home watching this campaign is invested in the storytelling and the action and the drama of it all. He's very excited about that, and he's happy that his friends made it out alive, and he thinks that the bird people were really cool.
I bet Roy wishes
You
there was
know-
some way he could give us assistance by providing like a monetary.
Yeah, if you
gift
really
to the
wanted to
party.
get invested into the game,
Yeah. Do you have
subscribe
the
to our
patreon.com/save or die?
Or you
Join
could
at
just
least
like the
goblin
video.
tier.
Yeah.
Good job.
right? Well, that is going to wrap us up for today's session.
Wait.
Yeah.
One quick question about Haven. Has Haven changed since the Comets appeared?
No,
Oh.
has not.
Okay.
But as long as you're asking, the bartender has changed.
Huh.
Originally, it was this, this guy, kind of nondescript, shortish brown hair, unbuttoned Hawaiian-style shirt, hanging out on this tropical island, and he was the first one to greet you and chat with you and everything. But now, as you're walking by, it seems that maybe a shift change has occurred or something, and instead of this, open-shirted, brown-haired guy, there is a tall, muscular woman with dark hair standing there. And she doesn't really talk to you very much. She'll hand you drinks, and when you ask her questions, she will like give you a nod or a head shake or point to what it is you want, but she hasn't really said much. And you just kind of get the like quiet, distant, here to help you out, but not really, you know, getting involved vibe from her.
I think the bartender is a different god. I think maybe before it was Jaxel and now it's Farseer or something like that.
I think maybe one of the gods that came down was like the family god, right? So or hospitality. So
Yeah.
maybe like the role of hospitality is being held by another god who's a little bit like, God damn it, do I have to really take up this role, like, and be the bartender for Haven now?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying maybe it's Farseer, because like when the old bartender's god, because I said Jaxel is the god of drinking, so that's what I was thinking, but maybe you're right, maybe it's a rule. But because Farseer's the goddess of death, it's like it's on her to manage Haven, because obviously that's kind of like her
That makes
realm.
sense.
Does she have a spear, Neil?
No, the bartender doesn't carry a spear.
Okay.
Unless you count like those little umbrellas that you put in cocktails as a spear.
No.
I do. In fact, anyone carrying that at a party that I go to, I consider to be a threat.
This is the greatest weapon in the whole of Neil's world, is the spear that Farseer carries. As far as I can tell, Neil, right? It's like
What if we
save
got a
or die
slide
on here,
filled
plus
with
5.
these spears?
What?
Yeah, well, there's only one.
Yeah, what does the
Alright.
Spear of Veracity do?
I think it's plus 5, and on any damage, it's save or die.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean, she's the goddess of death. Her spear is save or die. Yeah, 100%. And it is
Awesome.
plus 5 weapon. So
Badass.
I hope we meet her.
She also has 18 in every stat, if I remember.
was it 18 or was it 25?
Oh yeah, it might have been 25, yeah. Which is a pretty big deal in second.
25 in second, Jesus.
Yeah.
Don't you like auto regen hit points above 20 con in seconds?
Yeah, I think so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jesus.
I'm ready for the Godslayer campaign. All right,
Yeah.
if you want to hear us talk more, we're going to be going to the after show in about 5 minutes. So go to the Patreon, patreon.com/saveordie, and subscribe to at least the Goblin tier, and you'll be able to watch this after show and every other after show that's happened in perpetuity. So yeah, as long as you say subscribe. Thanks.
Yep. There's a cool trick you could do is if you got a bunch of friends, only one of you can sub, and then you can basically steal the show.
Yep.
But if you do that, Jamie will come for you in the night.
That's true.
That's right.
All over your face. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
What? What is with you today?
That's a different Patreon you have to sub to.
That's Dragon's Hair and above.
We're leaving. We're done.